Oh, there is a lot I'm forgetting right now, but bear with. I'm learning. I'm learning. Seeing a lot of items, obviously. Star items being picked up. Everybody opting for the normal stuff. Doran's are too OP to deny, and even Baus has accepted that reality now. So yeah. A little bit of trading immediately in the mid lane. Bit of an electrocute proc here, and also I imagine mana flow band being utilized. Gonna help the RE sustain mana a little bit better in this lane, as we probably just end up shoving waves. It seems they're looking for a ward here on the Raptors. And yeah, it is going to be the Jax jungle and the Volibear top lane. So STGS on a bit more of a comfort. They are going to go for an all-in here, but the Trundle are going to survive very low, but not going to be back in time to start a camp. Or maybe going to start the red buff. Has got the Chomp. I'm not sure whether that is going to be enough, considering the severe lack of health that the Trundle has here. And Jack's going to opt. Joshi going to start the blue buff. The Karma's here, though, which means it's going to be a 2v1 in bot lane to start with, and that's going to be level 2 priority for the Yunara and the Braum. Little bit of shenanigans happening in the level 1, but should be all good. And now the Volibear. Gonna be aggressive in the top lane. We're going to see the casual trades. PTA on the Volibear. Maybe better to just take Grasp. I feel like it's going to be hard to get a long fight, but I'm sure STGS knows better than me. As the Cho is just going to mainly look to scale, sustain, and survive his way through lane. I didn't expect that all to rhyme, but here we are. Nice pressure coming in. Yami putting it on his opponent. Seems streamer mode is taking effect here, so you're just going to be seeing champ name for Yami, but yeah, pretty decent trades all around right now. Everybody's sort of having the casual lanes, nothing too crazy, which is pretty common in these games. It doesn't really usually have any action in the first game of a 10th series. It's usually quite relaxed, but maybe STGS looking to change that and looking to prove me wrong about the PTA pick here. Putting a lot of pressure on Matty in the top lane, and maybe going to have to look to recall soon, but he's going for the all-in, and he will be dying. STGS, the level up timer, the E, the W, the Q, going to keep him alive, and Matty will fall 1v1, and STGS already going to be picking up a lead in his lane, and maybe we're going to see more of it in the bot lane. The Yunara, they're going for the all-in. Barrier has been utilized, but Braum passive and the Yunara not going to be enough damage, and overall I'd say that it seems the enemy bot lane going to be winning out on the trade here. The Karma able to get a nice root and shield a lot of the damage, and obviously got a lot more potions in the tank than the Yunara, as the junglers are going to clash here at the Scuttle. Director cam, hello. Okay, well, what in the world? Alright, well, we're going to get out of that one. I might have to actually control the camera, because God forbid League of Legends has a decent camera work. It seems they're going to be going here on the Karma. Going to flash, get the stun, the Braum passive too, and the Karma tries to flash away, but going to be caught by one of the Yunara balls. And that's going to be a kill going over to the side of Crusher. Going to be happy to get a little bit of an extra gold on the Yunara. Big trades coming in mid lane. I don't know how this matchup is, but it seems that they're performing very well. Yami having a great time so far, and all lanes looking really good right now. And unless something happens, maybe we can look a little replay for damage. And obviously got playing bot potions in the tank than the Yunara, as the junglers are going to clash here. A little too far back. Director cam, hello. Okay, well, what in the world? Yeah, obviously, as we can see, well, we're going to get out of that one. So, you know, might have to actually control the camera, because God forbid League of Legends beef, maybe not as a decent camera work. It seems they're going to be going communications on here on the Karma. The flash, get the stun, the Braum passive too, and the Karma tries to flash away, but going to be caught by one of the Yunara balls to get away from the Crusher follow-up. That's going to be so very well played there from B5. The flash going to be used by Yami to get away here from this gank. I'd say it matters, but Ari just got level 6, so Ari is now basically ungankable. Absolutely going to be living the life in this lane, going to be relaxed. And yeah, so far things are looking absolutely dapper for the side of B5. They're having a very easy time, not having many issues in the game. Obviously, they've got a lead in top, they've got a lead in bot. So there is not much to complain about at all. I'm trying to show the gold, but there we go. Bit of a nice gold difference there. Obviously, roughly, well, it's a kill in each lane, right? Although top lane gold gap is looking a lot more rough than it is in bot. Bit of a fat gold lead there, actually. 600 gold in top, and then only 300 gold really, or 500 in bot lane. So far so good if you're supporting B5, but obviously if you're supporting Backstreet Boys, then yeah, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here, but not sure whether you're going to be having the greatest outcome this game. And going to get a free Drake. Ocean secured. Not really much contest there from the side of Backstreet Boys. It seems not necessarily on the same page. They're arriving a little too late. So they're going to be forced to give that one, and maybe some commotion around the mid lane. The RE looking to defend this pink board, but that's not going to happen. Trading onto the Victor. Not a great trade, but they're not able to be saved either by that Q from the RE, but going to be moving into the top river. I assume they're going to be looking to do grubs on the side of Backstreet Boys. I wish it would show the timers for grubs, but it would seem it does not. But I think we're on... What time is it, the grub spawn? I actually can't remember. Anyway, this should be up in about 30 seconds or so. And it seems the Karma rotating to mid lane to help the Victor get a little bit of prio, but it's not going to be enough since Braum has matched this roam in particular. She's going to be getting a base off and going back, and beautiful lane swap actually, I've only just realised, from B5. Putting STGS bot lane and getting the strong Yunara up in the top lane. Obviously, top is just a role that, you know, takes it up the ass in early game and goes wherever they're needed. Void Grub's going to be secured. Pretty sure we'll... Yeah, we got only 2 instead of 3, so not ideal, but obviously still better than none. And it seems Beef is trying to get himself caught again, almost. Going to be falling down, trying to pursue a little bit harder, but not going to be allowed. They're looking to maybe do a re-swap here, B5. But maybe going to have to catch one more wave in top. STGS going for the proxy. Ole. He might be my GOAT. He might be my GOAT. I love this guy. He's got the beautiful champ pool. He's proxying. And yeah, the Yunara are going to be opening bot. Volley no TP for top, so it's probably going to be like a wave and a bit that he's going to lose. And that is a pretty juicy wave that's going to be crashed in here. It's going to be a lot of gold he's going to have sacrificed, but alas, this is the sacrifices we make to get our Yunara ahead, or true carry in Crusher. He's a bit of a demon when he's strong-sided. He has a pretty horrible win rate when behind. But that's not to say it's doomed if he does get behind, because obviously he's now surrounded by these beautiful players, and that stat is only from solo queue. So setting up some vision in the bot side. Obviously Drake in 1 minute 55. Braum looking to get as much vision secured as possible, and then probably going to look to base one more time before the Drake, get some extra wards. But right now, this makes sure that there's no chance of a pick being made. And, yeah. So far, so good overall. Jax securing the kill onto Victor. Sorry. I was not on this planet, but it might be a death here for Josh. He tries to Q out, but can't leap away. The flash is going to be used by the Ahri, and this Trundle is way too tanky to be taken down with the ultimate utilized, but it seems that Binfoot wants to fight this. The Yunara has arrived. The ultimate is up, and we know what Yunara is capable of doing with going to be all-inning. Beautiful W there. Going to secure the kill on the Kai'Sa. And forced back is the Trundle and the Karma. Forced to flash away. Beautiful. That they are forced to use sums, but STGS, he's hunted that Trundle down. He knows that no jungler base is like that when they have a camp up, and he is going to be caught for his greed on trying to get his Gromp, and SCGS taking over the map, but also Binfoot, Crusher, and Yami able to turn what looked like a bad play into an absolutely fantastic one. So wonderfully played from them. Able to get on the pick on the Victor early was Josh and Yami, and then nice follow-up from the side of... Oh my god, pardon me. Yeah, obviously beautiful pick on the side. And, I mean, this Karma is just absolutely one-shots. Joshy going to be securing the kill, going to be using the leap, but don't think that's going to keep him alive. He's going to go down, but Crusher is pursuing, and he is able to get another kill without even using, needing the ultimate. You know, an ult-reliant champ, but at this point she's got the Kraken Slayer. She is rather fed, so it's going to be a bit scary, but... Maybe we can look at a little replay. Trying to get his Gromp from earlier. SCGS taking over the map, but also Binfoot, Crusher, the mid play, and Yami able to turn what looked like a bad play into an absolutely fantastic one. So probably just wonderfully played from them. Able to get on the... Just mute that up. And out. Okay. That is fine. Wanted to see if I could time it correctly, but alas. And maybe an all-in here from Crusher, but he's going to be forced to go back. The Trundle is going in. Ultimate not utilized by him, but maybe that's a mistake as he goes down. Yami in the vicinity too. Going to be utilizing the charm and the ult. Just making sure that that kill goes to their side, and that means that this Drake is theirs too. Chemtech picked up with the Ocean. It's 8-2 with a 4K gold lead as STGS picks up this top plate. And, I mean, STGS had an amazing performance so far this game. Beautiful proxies, beautiful swaps, the communication, everything seems to be going fantastically on the side of B5, so no complaints in that regard. Really well executed from them. And kind of having a bit of a rough game, and to be honest, most of the side of Backstreet Boys, I mean, look at that damage. The Karma is almost gone. She's only level 6. What can she do against the level 11 Ahri? Absolutely terrifying. And STGS, I think, going to give Matsi here a bit of a spanking for even thinking about walking up to the wave. The Thunderlord dishing out some big, big damage. Very nice shield here. Volley back. Able to get the nice dive there. I mean, STGS completely taking over this game. Very fed, utilizing the ultimate to secure the dive. That is what Volley is pretty good at. But on the flip side, they could be making a counterplay here. The 4-man dive, but it is an Ahri with ult and with no flash, but going to be ulting all the way back to tier 2. The Trundle ult, the Trundle pillar, not enough. And they're not going to be even able to get the cross map. Backstreet Boys going to be unhappy about that one, as well as they lose the mid wave and potentially the mid tower here, and it's looking like a rough game for them. Unlikely to make much of a comeback. They have got a pretty good gold lead on the side of B5 and a lot of good scaling. Yeah, pushing that with a 6k gold lead, it's going to be really, really rough. For the side of Backstreet Boys to do much here, but we'll see how it goes at the end of the day. There's nothing too crazy on the lane swap regard. Rift Herald going to be secured by B5. They're just slowly, cleanly trying to close this game out. And Crusher getting as much gold as possible. Almost got the Cull completion. Oh no. Got all the minions. I absolutely hate when Cull is one minion away and you don't even have a wave in front of you. But the Herald going to be used to crack the mid-tier 1. And besides that, going to be used to go on a nice drive. I don't know if Joshy's going to try and send this on the bot turret. Not sure how good his drifting skills are, or whether the Rift Herald actually has enough range. Yeah, I thought it doesn't. So here we are. In bot lane, it's just going to be used as a cannon minion, basically. To secure this bot tier 1. A lot of gold. Beautiful macro execution from the side of B5. And that's not even me glazing. Because obviously this is the B5 stream, but this is just very clean so far from them. The swaps for grubs, the securing the Herald, slowly closing this game out. They're not, you know, over-forcing anything. They know that they have this lead. They have the ability to scale in this game anyway. So they don't necessarily need to close it out immediately. So they are chilling. Obviously, if this Cho'Gath gets a lot of stacks, it can be a little bit scary, but it's nothing too crazy to worry about. If you can kill the entire rest of the team, then you can eventually kill the Cho'Gath. So absolutely fine so far. And blue buff picked up on the Jax. It's going to be a pretty quiet game until the next objective. Obviously, Drake in 1 minute, so we're going to be seeing now Binfoot pinging. He wants to secure the vision. Joshy is on his top camps, though, so this would be a bit of an opportunity for Backstreet Boys, but maybe they're looking to make a play on STGS. The pillar is used. They're going in on the volley, but I don't think this volley's dying with ult and flash up. Bit of a desperation play. Maybe they're going to be forcing the top tier 1, but I think it is defendable considering the fact that Joshy is in the vicinity, but they probably expect him to be on Drake here, and the ultimate going to be used. The dive is going to be successful for the side of Backstreet Boys, but it's not enough. Kai'Sa going to be ulting in. The Cho'Gath goes down, and Joshy is not finished. He's going for more. Weak side jungler forced to retreat. Joshy trying to get more of the ult from Crusher. He's going in. He's flashing deep. He uses the W, but not able to secure much. Barrier utilized, but the ult from Victor going to be claiming that kill. Lots of shutdowns going to the side of Backstreet Boys. Yami going to secure the kill here on the Karma. Not a skill shot missed there. And Victor and the Trundle are going to be forced to retreat. And that was quite the eventful fight. Maybe we can go into a replay here, but they are looking to pick up the Drake, although I think it will be free for the side of B5. That is third Drake, which means that this Backstreet Boys are definitely going to have to contest the next one. So we'll have to see whether they opt to challenge this, or yeah, it seems they maybe just going to go for that tier 1 in mid lane. So for now, we'll take a look at the replay. Obviously, the dive doesn't go well. This is the pursuing after. Ult used from Yami, and Crusher just flashing in, maybe going a little too hard. Thinks he is more Thanos than he is. The flash forward. Oh, not the flash forward, even the Victor ultimate. Going to be claiming the kill onto Crusher, and a lot of shutdowns to the side of Backstreet Boys, but not quite enough where I think it is a point to worry. Obviously, still a 6k gold lead, so nothing too crazy thus far. And it seems a pick maybe onto the Victor, but STGS not really aware that the Karma was in the vicinity, so he's going to be forced to walk away, but not in any danger whatsoever, the big bear this time. Obviously last time had the Trundle and the Cho'Gath. That is a lot of damage, the true damage from the ultimate, and also the resistance steal from the Trundle. Trade here from Ahri, but I think she is an absolute tickle monster to the might of Cho'Gath, and maybe going to be in a little bit of danger, but here's the beauty of Ahri, is that you are never caught, and maybe going to be able to turn it here. Crusher and Binfoot are coming to support the fight. Yami, only one ultimate charge left, and I don't think they're going to be able to force too much here, as B5 slowly pull away from this one. But overall, pretty clean game from them. Obviously, the dive situation in top could have gone better. Maybe just trade STGS for the Drake, and I don't know what weak side jungler's doing here, but he's being punished for it immediately, but going to be able to get out. That Trundle is oh so tanky with those Braum resistances. And the Victor TP is, well, certainly inspirational. Crusher going to be claiming a kill onto him, getting vengeance for the previous fight in River. And maybe still looking to contest the Autocan. I mean, it's the only hope, maybe, for Backstreet Boys as the resistances are shredded by the Autocan. But, I mean, that thing is absolutely gone. So much damage on the side of B5 is going to secure this objective very, very swiftly. And so far, so clean. And weak side jungler really needs to be careful. The W is going to go wide. If that slow lands, I assume it's likely a kill. Maybe a bit of a waste of the ult, but there is no objective soon. So Crusher doesn't really have much to worry about. 2 minutes for the Drake and 3 minutes 44 for the Baron. Bit of a drink break. Yeah, so far, so clean for B5. They're having an amazing game one thus far, and STGS looking to make it even better, but that is the problem of the Victor against the Volibear, is that W is quite annoying to continue pursuing in. So STGS probably going to opt to farm some camps, maybe look for a play mid. The red buff is up, which is a nice pickup for the side of B5. Although caught behind enemy lines is Joshi and Yami. Maybe in a little bit of danger. Going to be the flash forward once again. Get the pick on the Karma. The Karma is low, and she will be going down, and the pursuit will continue as the Cho'Gath, he cannot move. He is taken down as well. Binford going to be claiming that kill. He wants to have an even bigger shutdown, it would seem, on the Braum. Looking rather terrifying for the coach playing the game. It seems this man still has got it. And they're going to be claiming the top tier 2 as well as the mid tier 2, and maybe going to pivot into the bot tier 2 as well. Very clean and swift gameplay here from B5, ensuring that they get everything they possibly can out of every play, and that is the difference maker really between these teams. Is when you get something good, you squeeze it and you try and get as much out of it as you can. But on the side of Backstreet Boys, I think it's been a problem of communication, knowing whether they want to contest Drakes or contest Pryor, or a lot of these things. It doesn't seem like they're on the same page, but B5, despite all the roster changes that they've had, have kept it very, very consistent in what they want to do on the map, at least. Obviously, they've had their little blips this game, but nothing to be too concerned about. And that is absolutely wonderful. And it seems it's going to be an all-in here. The ultimate used by the Yunara going to be going in on the Cho'Gath. This is the only target they can hit. Everyone else going to be pursued by STGS and Joshi, who is going ham on the Jax. He's not going to let this Victor get away. Or maybe he is, actually, because, yeah, it's looking a little rough. So, hey, we'll turn on to weak side jungler, who's just going to base under the tier 2. That's still up. And not opting for Soul here, but maybe going to get mid inhib into Soul on the side of B5, unless they think they can end here. But I think that's maybe, yeah, a little bit too much squeezing. They're going to pull back in that regard. And overall, just very, very clean from the side of B5. They're getting what they can out of situations, making sure not to overplay things, and that's where the real difference maker is in teams of this caliber. So there it is. Cloud Drake secured. Cloud Soul on these champions. I mean, what can you do at the end of the day? There is not much that is possible now, really, for the side of Backstreet Boys. It is inevitable what is coming to them, and yeah, it's not looking pretty for them, to say the least. So maybe they're able to find a bit more hope, but I do very much doubt that they are able to have any success going further in this game, and it's just going to be a slow closeout. 11k gold lead. Soul, Atakan, and then eventually Baron. Binford, though, may be in danger. His health is going to go low. He's going to go down. The ult from the Victor going to be claiming that kill, but the damage is paramount for the side of B5 as Jax and Yunara just absolutely demolish And Yami here to come clean up the stragglers, and STGS also following up on that one, and they don't even need the Baron. This game is over for the side of B5. Absolutely incredibly well played from them. The better draft, the better gameplay. You can't ask much more from these players. STGS, Crusher, Yami, Joshi, and Binfoot all having absolutely excellent performances. So you absolutely love to see that. As you can see here on the stats, a lot of gold in top, a lot of gold in ADC. Obviously, pretty even in the mid lane, really, and obviously a gold lead in support and jungle. They just kept adding up, and there was not much for the side of Backstreet Boys to really do anything. It was pretty inevitable. And crazy damage from Yunara. I think this champion could, like, drool on her keyboard and, you know, kill everyone. And Yami, absolutely dishing out damage. I mean, he was trading quite aggressively in his lane, so a lot of that is going to be from there, but also amazing performance from him. And, yeah, I mean, going to have to see more from the side of Backstreet Boys. The thing is the wrong way around, and the score is not updated. I completely forgot about that. But alas, very well played from them. And hopefully they're able to put on more fantastic performances like that. As I assume we swap now. I could be wrong. I guess we'll see on that regard. But yeah, I mean, amazing first game. Can't complain about anybody's performance. Everybody did their job and more, really. So very nice to see that everyone did their best. As is it another lobby? Does it make a new lobby? What? This might be new. Not too sure what's going on in that regard. I assume a new lobby code will be made, or yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see, it would seem. As it seems we're supposed to be in a new lobby. I'm not too sure. But as of right now, I'm just going to try and get this sorted. Okay, cool. Let me just check this is working. Okay. I will be joining the lobby as soon as possible. Head to the spectator. Boom. Okay, well then. That was something. Yeah, I assume we'll be going into game soon enough. Yeah, I can't reiterate more. That's absolutely fantastic performance from the side of B5, and maybe we can see Backstreet Boys pick it up in this next game. Maybe it was a little bit of nerves in this first match. But only time will tell, really. We'll have to see what happens in the next match. Sorry about this. I am trying to sort the better looking draft. Should be fixed. Okay. Holy moly. Um, 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 am I in the wrong lobby? Like, or I assume Beef is like peeing or something. That's why. Just sorting some things out. Very sorry for the silence from my end, but growing pains, I guess, of trying to do this production-y stuff. It is very new to me. The casting stuff, less so. Okay, this should be cool. Then I should be able to do this, and ta-da! And it's not in the right position anymore. Okay, cool. Okay. Bam. And bam. There we go. Bit of an upgrade, bit of an upgrade. Let us know when you're ready, because there is the delay. Oh. Oh, yeah, ready whenever. Alright. Let's head into the draft, gang. Let's head into the draft. Let me just switch on to this, and then I should have done this one first, but here we are. Please work. Please. Please. Okay, well, looks like we're going to have to rely on Old Faithful, because that's not working. Yeah, it's not detecting my client at all, so, well, still going to have to put up with this one. We are on the left side this time, I think. Yeah. We're on blue side, they're on red side. Yeah. I'm trying very hard to get the lead client data, but yeah, it's being annoying. Yeah, sorry about this again, guys. It's a program that was literally made for this, so it's bound to have errors. Hopefully next time you see it, it's functioning. So, yeah, on the side of Backstreet Boys, we're going to see the regular bands. They're going to pick a Braum ban this time instead of opting for the Syndra or Azir. Syndra or Azir was second ban phase. Changing up the bans. We've banned Kha'Zix, Elise, Yorick, which I think is the same. No, we didn't ban Sion this time. We banned Yorick instead, and we're going to obviously first pick the Sion because of that. They left Sion open, which was a decision. And yeah, so far, pretty normal draft. Cho Sion, it's just going to be a tank fist fight in the top lane. They're opting for the Cho'Gath again. Must be a very, very comfortable pick. I mean, I know it's a very comfortable pick for the Matsi. Although it didn't have the most amazing performance, but could have been worse. For sure. As the Kai'Sa is also picked up again. Are we doing a bit of a rinse repeat here? This is the boring part of No Fearless, guys. Is you get a bit of deja vu on what's actually happening. But yeah. Oh wait, I might be a moron. Hold on. Okay, I'm not a moron. It's fine. Yunara are going to be picked up as well. I mean, they're still letting us have the OP champ, which is very nice. Maybe they're going to change the bot lane matchup a little bit. Maybe without the Braum, there will be less success on the side of B5. But yeah, not too sure on that. As Silas picked up quite early here. I assume he likes the ultimates, Yami, so, or maybe he just feels like playing Silas. Diversifying his champ picks in the Prime League, potentially. And the Wukong. I'm going to see Wukong. Very, very popular jungler. I mean, this guy is... Press R, you're probably going to kill someone. But without ult, he's pretty poo. So, you know, that is a weakness to exploit, and I'm sure that B5 will find a way to work away around that. I mean, they've picked Wukong into Silas as well, which I think is still a pretty good ult for Silas. Any CC, really. It's pretty nice. Unfortunately, you don't have the 2 clones that do the spin, and it's going to be an Azir Syndra ban again. Wait, what? Why are they? Oh, Silas Jungle. Wait, it might be Joshi. Oh, I forgot about Silas Jungle. Haven't really seen it anywhere. But I assume Joshi's comfortable on it, so he's going to be bringing it out in this game. So yeah, the mid ban's completely fair. Going to be getting rid of Azir and Syndra, most likely. Backstreet Boys. And then we're going to get rid of the Anivia again. Scary champ. If you don't have a dash, have fun laning. You're just going to get slowed into oblivion. But luckily, a lot of league champions have dashes nowadays. Just not a lot of mid laners, really. Lulu ban. Okay, we're a little bit scared of the Binfoot Lulu. Not sure if we've seen much Lulu from Binfoot. I can actually investigate that. Yeah, no, it's just been Carmarel. So maybe this is a bit of a solo queue knowledge, op.gg knowledge that they have gathered for that ban. But not too sure. Oh my god. Oh, interesting. And we're going to ban the Syndra. I guess we're scared of them picking it on R4, so that makes sense. And that makes sense why they wouldn't ban it, is they plan on picking it on R4. So, no Syndra available. Nautilus going to be locked in on R4. They're holding the mid counter pick. Let's see what Yami blinds and what... Oh, Talia. Okay. I mean, this is a great Talia game. There's Nautilus, Kai'Sa, and Wukong. So, going to be a fantastic game. And Binfoot going to be opting for Leona, which is, you know, the second option if you don't have Nautilus. Great champ at just going in, essentially. Very good. Lockdown. Not sure how great that's going to be in this game. Very high mobility besides Cho'Gath. But hey, serves her purpose of going in, most likely. And that is the draft done. I think I'm going to take a pee break, or I'm going to pee myself. Yeah, obviously, on the side of BB, bit of a wombo combo now. They got the Orianna, they got the Wukong. Orianna's also going to be able to provide a little bit of mobility to Cho'Gath. No Braum on the side of B5 means that Cho'Gath may be going to be able to run a bit more rampant, but if B5 play anything like they did in the game 1, this should be a nice, clean, done deal from B5. I will be back in a few seconds. I really need to. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, still 50 seconds on the spectator delay. No worries, we did not miss anything. We are chilling. But yeah, as I said, lot more wombo. I like Backstreet Boys draft a lot more this game compared to the previous. They're obviously opting for the Cho'Gath again, and the Kai'Sa they seem to love as well. You know, let's hope they make the game interesting and they have a better performance than the last one, as B5 absolutely took over. If you weren't here, I recommend watching that at some point, because that was pretty brutal. But yeah, should be going into game soon. Only, well, yeah, no delay left on the clock. Oh, wait, maybe not yet. Hold on. Let me let the game load. I forget the game I'm playing. That was not me. Alright, here we are in game 2. Obviously, if you weren't here for the first game, B5 are up 1-0. This thing doesn't show scores, unfortunately. But yeah, going to be a pretty clean game once again. It seems stacking in the bot side. Worried about a little invade here. But also, Yami might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know, he's getting a little close, but maybe not showing on vision. But we can see that obviously the Orianna could quite collapse. But I guess still joined by Joshi. They're going to go for the ward. The 1 minute ward, the 55-second ward. Get the info on the Raptors. Know where the Wukong starts. And Yami, once again, he's getting these early trades, and Binford looking to go in. Maybe can get the Orianna flash early. This is going to be really big if they can on 1 HP in the auto attack. Yami's already claimed first blood off the game. And that was very brutal. Already a bloodbath to start the game, and in favor of B5, no doubt. Yami securing a pretty early kill, and obviously going to be able to get the TP out of the Orianna is a very big thing. Not able to claim the gold earned. Binfoot going to be engaged on trying to retaliate there onto the Kai, so that would have been absolutely beautiful from him, but level 2 likely going to go to the side of BB in the bot lane, and the engage hook from the Nautilus not going to be enough to claim the kill on Binfoot. Binfoot still holding the heal. He knows exactly how much damage that was going to do. And a bit of chill minion farming in the top lane. I mean, it's just going to be, you know, 2 tanks staring at each other. So this is going to be a pretty dry lane. Obviously, little bits of damage will go out, but nothing meaningful, most likely. Unless STGS is going to prove me wrong once again. But mostly, the camera should be on bot lane this game. I'm going to try direct it a little bit. I'm not really sure how to do that, so maybe I won't mess with things. But yeah, pretty relaxed game since the level 1 kill. Nothing too crazy happened. Binfoot, I think, was forced to base after being taken so low by the trade. But that just allows Crusher to get some solo EXP, which I'm sure he's not going to complain about. And yeah, the tanks are just going to stare at each other, trade little grass procs. How cute. Look at them. Look at them go. Trogath obviously has the max HP damage on his E. So maybe trades will look a little bit more favourable for him. Maybe he should have gone Halo Blades like Baus, but who knows. Yeah, if that would have really changed the matchup. Yeah, both junglers just full clearing, pretty normal stuff. Bot Crab already claimed by weak side jungler. And yet to claim the top scuttle is Joshi. He's just gotten it now. They engage in the bot lane. Binfoot uses the heal. Maybe they can keep going, but gonna opt not to pursue. They got the Nautilus low, and the Orianna flash is gone. Expect to see that Orianna re-ganked because that champion is very, very vulnerable when it comes to having no flash, very low mobility. In the same category as Anivia in terms of movement speed. And a lot of people state how slow Anivia is, so obviously she has the ball to speed herself up, but it's very easy to get that out of her, and obviously the mana cost is pretty disgusting. I think the Maoida just missed the cannon, so it's looking big for the bot lane as well. Cole picked up on both sides for ADCs, this is very normal. Nice hold of the wave there from Binfoot. Going to ensure that Crusher can collect. And the engage as well from Binfoot onto the Kai, so they're going to be able to get her a little bit low here. Crusher maybe going a little too hard, but he's going to send it. He has the barrier. And the Nautilus is going to have to flash the W, though. Maybe a little too over-aggressive here from Crusher, and that could cost him in the future. Matt Oida still has the flash. And Crusher burning both sums is not pretty. But Binfoot has his flash still, so maybe once he's returned to lane, we can see something good, I think. Crusher here in the bot wave. I am actually going to pan the counter to him, because I'm curious about the wave state. Yeah, he's just going to leave on a neutral wave here. It's going to stay basically somewhat in this position, or slow. I think it's slow pushing into the opponents actually. And he's going to pick up some refillables. That's going to allow him to take some really bad trades and then, you know, end up winning out due to sustain. And it seems that first Drake here is going to go to BB. It's going to be their first Drake of the series. They weren't able to get a single one in the last game, and it seems they're going to look on the mid, the Ori with no flash, and as I said, she goes down. Joshi and Binfa able to combine on this one, able to help Yami out in the mid lane, and it seems Yami is going to be the primary focus this game, as he has already got a kill and assist under his belt, and maybe going to be able to trade quite hard into the Nautilus, but Talia literally throwing pebbles right now, not doing crazy damage. Binfoot still on the hover, going to prevent weak side jungler from getting anything. Going to ensure that this wave goes under the tower and maybe able to get a plate here, but I expect to see Yami basing, and the flash here from weak side jungler. He's going all in on Joshi, but Joshi just steals the ult and sends it right back to him. I'm not sure what weak side jungler was thinking. Getting a little too excited there and overplaying his hand, as I think he just has to accept that his Raptors are gone, the prio in top, and the support being mid as well. It just prevents you really from doing anything. They're going to have to walk in this wave bot, otherwise Crusher will hold it, but not going to be able to do that as they threaten him, so he's just going to be collecting our bot wave as Scuttle Crab picked up for Joshi. Every jungler gets very happy over Scuttle. Obviously, we saw at Worlds this year that Faker will literally Talia ult permanently, so Ona could get Scuttles and stuff like that. Genuinely, it's like how diamonds make women happy, or whatever. What's the phrase? It's like the way to their heart or something. The way to a jungler's heart is get them every Scuttle you can, and they'll be very happy, but Binfoot not going to be happy if he dies here, so he's going to be flashing away. Has the Hex Flash though, so basically he is absolutely chilling unless he needs to run away again. Then obviously not going to be great. They're looking to do the groups here. BB prioritizing those objectives. They're a little bit more synchronized this game. They've managed to get the swap off at a pretty good time. So that I think they are going to be able to secure all three grubs, or maybe it's going to be a 2-1. The Talia ult coming in. Yami is sending it. The Kai'Sa ult has gone down. She's going on the Talia. She's trying to secure that kill, able to get the shutdown. Binfoot's next. Crusher trying to output the damage. He's looking for the Orianna, maybe looking to play this a little bit slowly. STGS has rotated with the ult, but not enough, as they are going to be able to secure these grubs now, and not a great fight from B5. Not able to execute it as well as in the last games, and BB definitely picking it up in this match. And they were able to get a nice quick kill on the Talia, who is obviously strongest member right now on the side of B5. I think B5 kind of lack a little bit of damage. Obviously, BB, very divey, aggressive, bursty comp. And on the side of B5, you need a little bit of time to come online with your damage on that side. Obviously, Sylas has pretty good burst, and Talia can get her shuffles, but for the most part, it's very hard to rely on that damage, especially in the early game, compared to, you know, Kai'Sa, Ori ult, Wukong ult. All these things are very, very consistent, very easy to use, and maybe going to be a little bit of a pursuit here from Matt Oida. Sends the W onto Yami, going to be putting him quite low. Yami has the support from Joshi, but not going to be able to do too much here. Maybe need to be a little bit careful, as weak side jungler is in the vicinity, but so is Binfoot as he looks for the engage onto the Nautilus. He's going to be CC shuffled by the Talia, but is it enough? Here comes the Wukong in the backline, has ultimate. Sylas has the Kai'Sa ultimate, going to be using that one. Binfoot's going to go down here, maybe a little bit of an overplay here. Nice engage there from Joshi. He's going back in. Talia goes down, and maybe going to accept that this is the net reality of things, but absolutely not. Joshi going to be claiming the triple kill here in the bot lane, and that is a very accelerated Sylas and quite an accelerated Sion as well. Not sure what's been happening there, but he's quite ahead as Crusher tries to take the 1v1 against Orianna, and, well, I don't think that went as favorably as he might have thought it would. The ultimate was used and everything, but yeah, Orianna's damage a little bit higher with the ultimate burst. So Yunara not really able to get the DPS off in time. And it seems we're going to be keeping these lane assignments. ADC of BB is going to be bot, and Crusher is going to be staying mid at least for this wave. I think maybe Yami is going to base an open mid here, as Ori is also mid. But we'll see what happens. STGS, bro, you're just a chill guy, bro. Like, you're having an experience right now. Your entire team is having a bloodbath. Everything is happening elsewhere. Meanwhile, Tro and Sion are just vibing. And I think Sion might be dead here. Okay, never mind. Weak side jungler just does not care. He just wants his Raptors. I respect it. And it's going to be the double proxy from the Sion. Drake priority secured. As it looks like a pretty comfortable secure here. Matty is going to be forced to drop a wave if he decides to help here. Both top laners have TP. But it seems they're just going to be giving this one. Weak side jungler just wants to clear his camps, relax, and I think in these moments is where you should make a flip side play. The Leonel is going to claim the Orianna flash, and Joshi going to go here on the Nautilus. Maybe not a great idea as 4 members from BB arrive in the vicinity. Joshi not on the same page here with the rest of his teammates on B5. Going to have to be a little bit careful, just giving away a shutdown and his Raptors. And I'm sure he does love his chicken, so it's going to be quite devastating to him that he will have absolutely nothing in his bot side to collect. So that means BB will likely know his whereabouts as well for the next few seconds in the top side. STGS again, just proxying, just chilling. I think also a cull. Yeah, STGS, you might be that guy. Making sure to maximize his gold. As in fact, let's take a look at the gold difference. I mean, top gold difference is crazy, by the way. 2k gold. That is their gold lead, essentially, is in top. That doesn't seem fair, as Joshi is trying to all in here on the Cho'Gath. And, oof, he has enough damage. The ultimate from the Cho, that's going to be a free stack for him. Wow, yeah, actually, this is... I'm just realizing this Silas is going to just be tanky for fun. And, you know, a 400 gold lead in the jungle for him. 1k in the mid lane, and it is a gold lead toward the Kai'Sa. So, Crusher going to have to accept and try and play as carefully as he can, despite being the weakest member. He is behind right now, but that is okay. He's got his teammates to support him as STGS is just devouring plates. Can probably get the first tower on his own at this point. I mean, wow. They're probably going to play towards the top side to try and get that tower, as it will be feats of strength. At least I'm fairly sure. So I'm just going to walk under the turret, going to be pressing the ult, looking for the pick on the Cho'Gath. The Cho'Gath is having a horrible time this game. It was chill for a while, but not anymore, as the eyes have been turned onto your lane. The Sion getting more and more fed, and becoming an absolute demon this game. And the Nautilus could be going down next, but the flash going to be utilized by him, and Joshi will not let up. This man is persistent, and he will claim the kill on the Nautilus too. Very, very clean kills here from B5. But they are giving a bot wave as Yami rotated up here. Does have TP, so seems they're going to be playing for top tier 1 with Yami rather than STGS. Herald coming up soon, I imagine. So STGS being bot lane and just being able to ult up would be the ideal scenario, as he just keeps running down this Orianna. This Orianna might have to get going, as they are under threat. Silas going to be using the Kai'Sa all-out ult. The Wukong ult is forced out, so that should be a free Herald, but they're going to take the fight instead, allowing the Wukong ult to be used to re-utilize. Joshi has been ulted by the Nautilus. The pursual from the Kai'Sa going to be gathering that shutdown. Sion is here, though, and he is quite strong indeed. Crusher stays alive somehow, and he's able to claim the kill on the Kai'Sa. Gets the slow out onto the Orianna, as The ultimate from STGS. Going to go a little bit wide. Binford probably going to go down here. Going to live on a microcosm of HP with the Leona W. And the heal, I think, utilized. As STGS, I mean, who is this guy? He is an absolute menace this game. He's taking towers, he's taking plates, and he's taking lives. And that is exactly what you want to see from the B5 top laner. As Crusher also manages to pick up a shutdown and able to get his gold a bit more ahead now. As I'll show you the items. I didn't realize I still had that up for so long. But yeah, very well played so far from B5. And maybe another pick here. This Cho'Gath is having a stinker. The Q going to go into the minions rather than the Cho. And yeah, just not enough damage. That is the unfortunate reality sometimes for Talia. Is you are a bit of a tickle monster until you're not. And Herald secured by B5, and this game is looking rough now for BB. There was a bit of hope. They got the Drake, they got the Grubs. They had an amazing Grubs fight, but since then, their decisions, their execution has been subpar from what it was. And they falter. And as we have a big fight here, Joshi going to be going down immediately. Not able to get much. Crusher low HP. The Wukong ult is dealing the damage, but STGS still alive. The shuffle from Talia. Yami able to take down the Kai'Sa, and the Cho will follow soon as STGS. STGS is just walking around. He's having a whale of a time, as he is absolutely unkillable. No max HP damage on the side of BB, except for the Cho, who was not able to take care of the Scion, so that was very free there for B5. I mean, as soon as STGS started joining these fights, it's been looking pretty rough. But yeah, I mean, oof. It's been a bit of a closer game, but B5 looking to take this one away, and it's an 8k gold lead now. I wonder how much of this is in top. Let's have a look. Okay, so more than 50% of this gold lead is in top lane. Oh wait, yeah, okay, well, yeah. Nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. STGS might be scary on Kayle, but he is a lot scary on Scion. And it seems that this Cho'Gath is just going to be dying once again. Is Scion W max HP? I think it is, actually. So they're just going to be collecting that kill. There is not much to be done there, Joshi. I'm not sure how many feast stacks we're seeing. Yami doing a little bit of damage as weak side jungler able to collect that tower. But it could be a pick here. Weak side jungler trying to find something on Yami, but Binford's in the vicinity. Binford's read the play. Binford has taken down your jungler. The ultimate from the Nautilus. Desperation on the other side of the map as the Kai'Sa goes in. But if you kill this Sylas, can you kill the Scion? As the Orianna rotating over the Scion. Going to be slowly tickled to death. As he buys enough time. Crusher in the vicinity. Crusher dishing out that damage. The armor pen going to be making him deal even more. And STGS going to be like, no, I did the most for that kill. And he's going to be swiping it at the last second as the Orianna is forced to flee. Joshi. Ooh, ult just wide, but it doesn't matter. Shockwave unneeded as the chains are able to claim the kill there. And wow. B5 at first, I thought this might be a shaky game, but STGS, Joshi, Yami, Binford, I mean even Crusher has come back into the game really well. And they've made the most of this series and are looking to face Inspired Gaming after this if they succeed. Currently a 10k gold lead now. Again, probably 50% of it is on Scion. As a important thing to note here, Crusher has the same kills as the Leona. He's having a rough time getting anything with his absolute Thanos teammates, but here we go. He's managed to pick up his second of the game as the Wukong goes down. The shockwave on the Wukong, not going to be enough as it's onto the tanks. Orianna going to be going down next. Hextech Rocky Bell, maybe a pentakill here from Crusher, but Joshi not going to let him have any moment of happiness. And the Cho'Gath ult going to be claiming the kill onto Crusher. I was thinking maybe that was Crusher's moment to get the penta this game, but unfortunately not going to happen. As Yami going to use the ultimate to quickly rotate over to the mid wave. Very effective use here. And going to get that pushed out. They're probably going to look to base, open Artican. Yami has the time to hit this tower, able to secure even more gold for himself and the team. As the game quietens down a bit, I think Beef going to maybe try and look for something, but going to find absolutely nothing as Yami is out of there. Although I think Yami is going to have a lot of gold in his pockets. He is going to base. He has the TP up, so it does not matter. As Joshi going to be finding the Nautilus. The Nautilus cannot walk here. Has not got his team with him. Needs to wait. And he will be going down very quickly. STGS, though, has walked into the rest of them, but I don't think he cares. This Scion goes where he pleases, and the ultimate from Binfoot going to go straight onto the backline. Both of them absolutely obliterated by Joshi. And this is an absolute wipe from the side of V5. Maybe going to be able to end the game here on the mid bot wave. Or at least get these two inhibitors. My goodness. What flawless execution in that fight. I'm going to save that replay. And I will be going back to it in just a moment. As we do look to end here, I think. I will let this play out. And maybe we can take a look at that beautiful Binfoot Leona ultimate in that fight. But it seems just going to pull away and should be able to do so quite freely. STGS not an ideal target to run at. And Talia, of course, has the ability, but they are going to look for the flank TP, so looks like, well, we're not going to be able to look at that replay here. The Cho'Gath has TP'd in behind, but STGS does not care. He's just half HP'd. That Nautilus, the Nautilus hooking in Leona for desperation. The shockwave onto Talia, not going to be enough. Wukong going to be able to collect that kill, but Joshi is on the Kai'Sa. A bit of a messy fight, but they are fighting well enough. Crusher maybe going to go down here. It's actually looking quite close, but as STGS rejoins the fray, he's probably going to be able to take down both of these with no problem as Joshi comes and joins him as well. But Joshi has absolutely zero mana. Even in jungle, this champion is allergic to having mana. Oh my god, how is this Wukong still alive? Weak side jungler. Just able to slip his way out and decides to go and die. STGS lost roughly, let's have a look. Yeah, a nice 1,000 health in that fight that he lost. Seems he's having a lot of struggles this game. Seems to really be having a hard time dying. 25 Magi stack on the Silas. Yeah, I mean, that fight wasn't very clean, to be fair, from B5. It was very, very chaotic. However, they are so disgustingly ahead that it probably doesn't matter. 15k gold lead. And let's just press X for a second here. There's a bit of a gap in the top lane in this game. There's a 7k gold lead alone. He's no longer 50%. But maybe he'll look to change that, as he does have the ult coming up soon, and the Orianna over positioning a little bit, but Syla's probably just going to one-shot her before she can even react, and Patapim will be going down. And Joshi will be claiming his, like, 15th kill of the game. It's been a bloodbath. From minute 1, as we saw Talia get a kill. Seems weak side jungler just going to be clearing the top camps. Baron, Loki, likely to be prioritized here by B5, as weak side jungler going to be getting a base in. And this game is likely over. So, unfortunate to see BB go out this way, but they did put up a pretty decent fight in the start of this game. They are looking for a pick on onto STGS, but he's just going to ult away. I mean, it's got to hurt. It has got to hurt when you try so hard, but you don't succeed. Maybe Yami in a little bit of danger. Binfoot going to be using the redemption, but it's not in time. But Joshi is there to avenge his fallen teammate. As he continues to push the top wave. He is on his own, though. The Nautilus is pursuing. He is killable here. The Kai'Sa, the Cho'Gath ultimate also utilizable. And the shutdown will be collected by the Kai'Sa. That is a 10 Magi loss. The Magi curse has arrived. But meanwhile, STGS is pushing. Crusher going to be getting engaged on. The Cho'Gath still has ultimate. Needs to be careful. Going to be devoured immediately. Or should I say feasted. As STGS is just going to look to end the game here. Not before claiming a kill onto the Orianna. Binfoot. Support or combat. Almost dying to the tower. As STGS just wants to improve his stat line. As if his Scion stats weren't already fantastic. Binfoot going to be claiming the solo kill there. Onto the Nautilus. As Scion is just going to completely ignore the Wukong. Hit the Nexus. And that is game 2. And the final game, in fact, for B5. And a very clean game that it was. I am very, very impressed of how they pulled that one back. It was looking a little bit rough. Obviously, Crusher just struggled when behind, but not this time. He had it on lock and did not falter. We can look at the post-game real quick. We have, yeah, well, as you can see, quite brutal deficits. In the end, my math is so bad. 17k gold lead? Yeah. So, pretty large gold lead. 7k on the Scion alone. Obviously, 3k in the jungle. A huge gold lead in mid lane. I mean, Orianna died 11 times. I mean, yeah. Having to play Orianna into these champions definitely doesn't feel good. You lack a lot of mobility. And it seems that that's where the Leona pick came in, is to prioritize that target and remove it from existence. Because she basically was not in the game and spent a lot of time on a grey screen. And yeah, overall, pretty demonic lead. 124k damage total to 90k. Oof. And Joshi had a performance. He had a few moments where, you know, he donated his life where he maybe shouldn't have, like in the bot jungle. But overall, very clean performance here. And most likely, what the hell has happened to the background? Most likely going to be it for now. We will be seeing you at, bear with, 6 CET, 5 PM for me if you're in England, 6 CET if you're in pretty much the rest of Europe. So, we'll have another game, this time against Inspired Gaming. Hopefully, the UI and stuff are sorted, and I've heard in the chat more zoom outs and stuff. It's just been a little bit of a problem with production, so I haven't been able to. I've been worried about a lot of things, so it's been hard. But I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope B85 put on the performance you expected, and I will see you guys in, holy math, 2 hours and a half? Yeah. See you guys in 2 hours and a half. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you again later. Goodbye. Hello, 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 everyone. This time we're early, rather than being a little bit late. So, happy to be here, as per. Everything's now figured out. Things are going to hopefully be significantly smoother, as long as I remember what I'm doing. So, we're good. But yeah, obviously, we're here to watch B5 Esports play in the Prime League Division 4 playoffs of the full split 2025-2026. Obviously, having won the game earlier against, oh my god, Backstreet Boys, we were able to come out on top there, and now, obviously, we play again now against, against Inspired Gaming. Inspired Gaming, not played a lot of their games. I've only played a few. Only got, how many games is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they've only played 8 games. A lot of the others have been FFs and such, since people can't make it. So should be interesting to face off. Obviously, not as much information for the players to go off and for the coach to go off when it comes to draft and all this stuff. But for what I can tell, they have quite a hyper carry enjoyer on the ADC, only one game of Jin, and then other than that, just Cogmore and Yunara. The support seems to play enchanters a lot with those hyper carries, so it's going to be something to consider for sure. The mid laner, classic. I think mid laners are mostly stuck to their devices of just playing meta. The jungler, however, he's never mind. I was going to say the jungler, however, plays some Ivan, but that was one of his opponents. The jungler just plays Xin Zhao, Wukong, and Jarvan, from what we've seen, which is just the classic meta AD junglers. So it's unlikely we're going to see much magic damage in the jungle at all. Hold on. Just turn up my microphone. Alright. Is that a little better? I hope it is. I'll tweak it one more. Alright. Okay, no, that's peaking now. Chill. Okay. Yeah, so Inspired Gaming. Not played many games, but we should still be cautious of how we approach this. And I'm sure B5 are prepared. They performed absolutely incredibly in the first game. A lot of really good players, a lot of really good macro. STGS had an absolutely bonkers game on Sion. And, Crusher doing his classic things of killing everyone, playing Yunara both games. So that Yunara is going to be a pretty contested pick. I imagine it's going to be banned by both sides. But when it comes to other roles, I think top lane is going to be pretty uncontested. Because the enemy top just plays everything. Must be something about the top laners that they just play anything. Yeah, a bit of Ambessa, Sion, Gnar, Gwen. So maybe got to be a little bit more cautious with that Sion pick that we have loved to see STGS on. But STGS is a character of many talents, so we're going to see maybe some unique picks coming out from him. And hopefully a great performance overall from the boys. But only time will tell. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to go. Yeah, I imagine Yunara is going to get banned. I'm curious then what will be the pick for the teams. I imagine it'll just be Sion, despite the Gwen. But I mean, it seems B5 have been pretty open to banning Gwen for that Sion pick. So they are chilling for the most part, but still got to be careful of Ambessa. I think that's still a pretty good matchup. And a lot of these other champions. But yeah, should get a lobby code soon, and hopefully we can get into draft. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Obviously, we saw the fantastic games earlier. If you were here, yeah, hope you enjoyed those. And if you weren't, then maybe go and watch them back. I'm sure it will be on the B5 YouTube channel in the coming days or so. I'm not too sure, but it will be there at some point. Well, I'm first player in the lobby. Well, player. I'm first person in the lobby. So this should be interesting. Holy flashbang. Right, there we go. I can go spectate. Okay. Well, the boys are flooding in, and the opponents are yet to arrive. But yeah, there should be time before the game to go over some things. But yeah, we'll see what the opponents decide to ban. Obviously, BB, they opted to ban the Rel quite a lot. Scared of Binfoot's Rel. Seems to be one of Binfoot's comforts. I mean, Binfoot seems to play a lot of the melee spots pretty well. I mean, we saw his Leona, we saw his Braum, and they were really good. So, I'm expecting it to be kind of hard to ban out Binfoot. Whereas maybe in mid lane, if they target the priority picks, there might be some more diversity for Yami to play, as he does have. Well, Binfoot has only played a few games, but Yami is. Yami's got a lot of games on like Galio and Syndra, whereas Binfoot's only got Karma and Rel so far in the Prime League. So who knows what he might bring out. He's obviously played the Braum now, played the Leona now, so that's 2 extra champions. But overall, that's only 6 games that he's actually played. But he's having an amazing performance. You can tell that he's making a lot of calls in the game. Obviously, since he is the coach, it would make sense that he would be very confident on those. And he's made a lot of great calls. They had a really good fight. I wish I could show you, but we're just not at that level of production. We had a great fight in mid lane where, we got a pick and then they ended up getting one back, and we just sort of were able to get more people there and get a fight continued, and able to make, what was kind of an okay play into a really good one. And yeah, Binfoot's been on fire in general. SDGS also just has been gapping, gapped his lane opponent both games. Was able to get so much gold on sound from plates and stuff, constantly proxying, constantly just being a menace, and just permanently existing on the map. And he did fantastically in that game. He was just completely unkillable. He genuinely was just Thanos in that game. And the Orianna had an absolute horrible experience. But yeah, really good from STGS. Crusher had a really good game 1 when he was on Unara. Got ahead early and just kept going, basically. But in the second game, he had a little bit more of a rough start. He struggled to pick up a few kills in lane, burnt sums a few times when he maybe shouldn't have, and just a few shaky plays. He definitely saw the montages, but that's the classic ADC thing, really. You see the highlight reel and you go for it, and you got to respect that. And at the end of the day, they were still able to come out on top, so that's what's important, after all. So. Yeah, we'll see what happens. They're still talking about side selection, so still not sure what side people are going to be on. I am ready to swap them this time, if need be. So I am looking. Seems the opponents are still deciding what side they want exactly. I think blue side is going to be really nice. I think if you're on red side, you just have to ban Unara. But it is not fearless, so once a champion is picked, it can be picked again the next game. so it's likely that we'll see Yunara every game unless it is banned. It's likely that we'll see, a lot of champs every game, really. Sion, just tank tops, really. Gwen will probably be banned, I can imagine. But yeah, there's not much versatility when it comes to No Fearless. But alas, this is what we are here for. And hopefully the opponents answer, or they can't see the chat. Not too sure. Okay, it would seem we are blue side, which is fantastic, because that means I don't have to change anything. Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, so far, so good. And we should be going into draft soon. I am the leader of the lobby, so I'll ask if they're ready. Wait for the opponent's response. Alright, okay. Everybody is ready. Cool EO. Alright, so let us head in and have a look. As I just turn off this. Boom, boom. And give it a second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's much better. Nocturne ban coming out immediately from the side of... oh my god, brain. B5. We are on the blue side, enemy on the red side, as you can now clearly see, thanks to the new graphics. Very, very smooth. Oh, the ban's not showing for red side. I don't know if this is delay. I think it was delay. Okay, it's fixed. Anyhow, Ziggs ban as well from the side of B5. The enemy have banned Gwen Azir. STGS has also played Gwen. It's not like STGS is just a Sion. Connoisseur, but he is pretty demon on the champion, that is for sure. Seems there's a little bit of delay. But, okay, no there isn't. We're fine. Yeah, Talia ban as well. I mean, most of the prior mids are out. It's just Syndra and Orianna that exists. They're probably going to trade that matchup, which is pretty common in competitive. But the first pick is likely to be Yunara. And if it's not, then, hey, I'm curious what they've got cooking. Maybe they go for the Sion. I mean, if you don't take Yunara, you give the Sion. You take Sion and give Yunara. You just have to take one. And we're going to take Smolder. That's a new one. So, Crusher's maybe a little bit bored of Yunara. Wants to play something else. I respect it. Yeah, very nice so far. Curious what the opponents will respond. They were expecting a Yunara or a Sion here. So they're probably going to take Yunara Sion themselves since they have the Gwen ban. Or they're going to take Tristana. Okay, they're having a bit of indecisiveness. It happens. Okay, Yunara locked in, I was going to say. Yeah, I imagine a Sion's going to come up here, or we're going to see jungle picked. Or maybe mid. There's not many mids in right now, so... They're probably going to take Oreo Syndra, or they're going to take Wukong, or Silas. Fuck me, I guess. I don't know if... Oh, is this stream mature, or is that bad? Aatrox, okay, we're just blinding Aatrox. It's very interesting. Not something you see very often so far. It's a very unique draft for what we see in competitive. But yeah, Curious what they're going to react to that. Probably not expecting it on the Aatrox blind. Maybe it's an Aatrox flex, because Aatrox jungle obviously has been taking over solo queue quite a lot, and it's had pretty good performance, to my surprise at least. And we're going to just take the Syndra. Yami, absolute Syndra lover. Very, very good at that champion. Probably expecting the Orianna response. And they're going to take Braum. I like Braum more. Or do I? Don't know. I'd say it's hard to pick support here, but they are probably going to take it because they want to know where this Aatrox is going best they can. It's probably just going to be a mid lane response, though. Here, it's going to be the Orianna. Or maybe we see something spicy in the mid lane. Maybe a Victor. I don't know how those matchups are in particular. Maybe an Ahri, but I imagine it's just going to be Orianna. Or an Anivia. Ooh. I forgot about that champion. That champion's pretty strong. I hate it. I think it's OP. It's pretty good into Syndra, I imagine. And yeah, it's going to be locked in. So, into second ban phase. It's going to be most likely junglers or top laners targeted by Inspired Gaming. So curious what they're going to throw out bans at. And then obviously B5 probably going to be targeting, well, they don't really have much information, but they're probably going to target supports because that's the one thing that's definitely blind right now. And the Scion ban going to come out. I mean, to be expected, right? It's a pretty OP champ. Very, very hard to kill. Very, very irritating. Although I do not think he's very good into Anivia. I think Anivia is pretty annoying for Scion because of her wall. It just denies his engage. She can even knock him out of his Q with her wall. She has a lot of CC, a lot of slow. She's just very annoying for immobile tanks. And Scion is pretty immobile besides his ult. So, yeah, I wouldn't really be concerned about that. The Lulu ban, I think B5 are going to target maybe Milio next or maybe Karma. I think Karma is the worst, to my knowledge. Lee Sin ban coming from Inspired Gaming. Respect to Joshy Lee Sin. He's pretty good. But, I mean, not a champion you really see nowadays, because it kind of just fell out of meta. As the champion is a bit poo. He's not very good. Yeah, final ban here. Probably just going to go on the Rakan. Big counter to Braum. Gives the enemy comp a bit of engage, which they are lacking. So, not too bad of a ban, but I am expecting a Karma here on 4. And then we find out where this Aatrox is going on the last pick on R5. Yeah, so I'm expecting Karma here, nothing else. Maybe a Nami. Are they really going to go Milio? It's pretty good for Braum, I guess. But I think Karma just hard wins lane. But, okay, we're going Alistar. Another problematic one for Braum. It's a little bit more of an okay lane. But I think Alistar's more of a pick for the game. Just gives them some engage, something to go in. Although he has very short range engage compared to something like a Nautilus or a Leona. So that is why you wouldn't usually opt for an Alistar, but I think they should be fine with their comp. Could be the Joshy Silas jungle. We saw this earlier today. He absolutely had an amazing game. 25 stack Magi. Just one-shotting people for fun. And the Ambessa blind from STGS. Very, very confident. It's pretty good into Aatrox. I don't know whether this Aatrox is going top lane at all, though. This is the benefit that IG have, is that they don't really, they haven't really shared much information because they haven't played a lot of games. But yeah, also this is just a new patch thing where the Aatrox is flexible jungle. But it will be the blind Ambessa. And STGS, very, very comfortable on that champion. Has 4 games on Ambessa competitively with a 100% win rate. And a 6.25 KDA, so he's had some pretty crazy games on that on that champion. And if we know STGS, we know he's very capable of causing havoc for the opponents. And the Poppy pick here. Oof. Okay, well, Poppy is a pretty big champion here. Obviously, a lot of dashes on the Silas and the Ambessa. Primarily the Ambessa. This lane is probably going to be very, very hard. I am curious what's going to happen there because, yeah, I don't imagine Ambessa's... Ambessa's not going to have a very fun time in that lane. Probably going to do a lot of lane swap shenanigans. We'll see how it goes because I think both bot and top aren't going to have a very fun time. Yeah, really good draft from the opponent. It's got to give them credit where credit's due. But hopefully B5 here are able to come out top. Have a lot of dive, have a lot of pick potential, have a lot of one-shot capability. But we'll just have to wait and see whether this all comes to fruition or not for them. As we're going to have a bit of spectator delay for now, so that's going to be 2 minutes of a little bit break time. I'm curious, actually. Wait, does this stay on then? Okay, we can talk about draft a bit more with visuals. Coolio. Yeah. Yeah, their draft definitely seems a lot scarier. I'm a little worried, for sure. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think Poppy is a very terrifying pick to play against this game. And Bess is going to have a really hard lane. There's not much Silas can do to help. And Poppy is just a pretty busted champ, to be honest. She can go sundered and build full tank and then just be completely unkillable. So it is a little concerning. Obviously, luckily you have the scaling in Smolder and Syndra. So if B5 are able to like keep this game pretty quiet and not, have a lot of variance or a lot of crazy shenanigans going on, bloodbaths and stuff like that, then things should be okay. As long as there's no fire, we should be able to survive and outscale the enemy team, because Ambessa, Syndra, Smolder, all very, very good scaling champions. Of course, Yunara and Nivea, also very, very good scaling champions. And Poppy even. But overall, I think B5 in the scaling department completely wipe. Now, B5 are welcome to surprise me and make some early game plays, but I do think that's going to be quite impossible. This is why I probably would have imagined Karma just being better than Alistar. Is you're going to have a pushing bot lane, you're going to guarantee those Drakes. But I think when you pick Alistar, Yunara, I think Smolder actually has a chance to contest waves. So, yeah. I mean, mid-prio is going to be hard because Anivia just one-shots them after level 6. So, yeah. Should be interesting to see who is able to get prio for these objectives. Obviously, B5 have been really good at the lane swapping stuff when it comes to grubs and stuff. Nothing level 1 like we saw at Worlds, where the ADC goes top level 1 and plays alone for like 4 minutes or whatever. There's nothing like that we've seen just yet. But yeah, we should be going into the game soon. I'm just going to put on idle screen. Bam. And yeah, I'm curious to see whether they do any of that stuff. Of course, it would be very unusual. I haven't seen it yet. From them specifically, that is. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. The level 1 is going to be interesting. Aatrox's level 1 is pretty poo. Yunara's level 1 is okay. I think level 1 actually, B5 have the advantage level 1. It's just the early game after that is pretty... yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that need to go well. But hopefully they're able to do something level 1, maybe get stacks for this Smolder. Smolder has Comet, which I don't know. I don't know if that's the new thing. But I am more familiar with Fleet Footwork to stay sustained. I imagine if he was into the Karma, he would probably go it. But I could be wrong on that. Okay, so let us go to in-game. It should load. Why is it not loading? Hello. Thank you. Alright. Oh, and we're already in pause. Hopefully this isn't a long one. I can go back to the idle camera. Okay, Well, bear with. I imagine it's a pretty run-of-the-mill pre-game pause where somebody forgot to pee. And they need to pee now. Okay, and we're back. All right, let me take us back. This is not the right button. Okay, here we are, back in the game. Let me close the chat. No leaks. Yeah, very curious to see what B5 do level 1 here. I feel like they do need to do something. But I could be wrong. Okay, everything just froze for a second. That wasn't very cool. I think that was the pause catching up with us. But yeah, this is all fine. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Hopefully this makes teamfights easier to watch. Because we had some issues with that before. But yeah. 0-0 in the series. Obviously, it's a best of 3. First 2 games takes the win. And hopefully that can be B5. But a lot of eyes on this bot lane, I think. And top lane is... There's probably going to be eyes there. But it's not going to be a very pleasant view. It's going to be a lot of blood. Managed to get a ward on the Raptors, and it seems IG opted to defensively ward, as they probably know that they're level 1. Not very good. Comet proc here, going to allow the Smolder to get some good poke down. Nice trades overall from top, and a flash already burnt in the bot lane. Seems a little bit of nerves, not dodging the Braum Q, and taking a lot more damage than expected in the bot lane. And Braum, with the Oracle, going to be able to clear out this ward. It's going to give him a lot of pressure in this lane as he's able to walk up. And yeah, see, this is where the Ambessa is going to have a little bit of a difficult time. Can obviously opt to not dash using the Drake counterstep passive. But a little bit difficult to get used to, especially when you're used to playing the champ like an absolute orangutan. Getting some decent grasp trades, but not too great. Poppy using the W a little preemptively. Not very confident in their own reactions. A nice little Comet proc here in the bot lane. Seems nothing is happening mid, as Director has not took me there once. But yeah, I mean, that's just probably farming simulator right now. So that is okay. And Smolder with the new skin. Looking absolutely looking absolutely dapper. Aatrox, whoa. It's 3 minutes, buddy. What the hell? That guy can clear the jungle that quick. This is news to me. And Bessa able to win out on these trades. I'm not too sure what's going on in the top lane. Nice little stun here from Yami. Going to be picking up a Splinter of Wrath. And Crusher is crushing it on this Smolder. He's having a great time. He has TP as well. Which means that even without these combat summoners, he's able to actually do a lot in bot lane. Joshi has found the Aatrox. He's not going to let that scuttle slide as he's able to claim first blood for Yami. Very cleanly done from B5. Did not expect anything to happen in this early game, and once again, they are proving me wrong. I think Aatrox not really respecting the pushing power that came out of this Smolder. Although the mana is looking a little bit scarce, and the Syndra, Yami, has the double buffs now. Looking far more terrifying than before in this matchup. Going to be poking him out and out-sustaining into oblivion now. Bear with, I need to increase some volume, it would seem. This should be okay, hopefully. Yeah, big trades from the Smolder. He's having a great time in this lane, even though I expected it to be a little bit more rough than this. But it is definitely even overall, but an even game is a winning game when you have such a scaling composition, and It seems that STGS is not looking for an even game. He's looking for an absolute bloodbath as he looks to kill the Poppy. Maybe not able to all in there. Oh my days. That damage from that Q. He tanked both parts. So he lost a lot of health, able to get the buckler. Cancel on the Yunara base is going to mess up the bot lane's tempo. And this Drake is likely going to go to the side of B5 due to that. Very well played from Binfoot hunting those recalls, and Crusher has already TP'd. He has the Cull, he has the longsword, whereas Wurstloster. Yeah, I'm not German, so I ain't pronouncing that. Worst. Worst is yeah, he's having a rough time. He's only got his Doran's Blade. But this could be an easy pick from the jungle. The Aatrox lands both the Qs, lands the W, secures the kill for the Inara. And on the other side of the map, it could be STGS, but he's almost going down. Oh, he tanks the tower shot, flash panic. But he is able to survive. And it seems like B5 don't really want to give up this Drake so easily. But Yami is going to go for the mid wave. Called the play off. STGS going to be caught in the bush. Uses the Q and goes down in top lane. STGS. The man who was solo killed before is now the one who is the victim of the solo kill as he picks up a Cull for his lane. But STGS getting a little overzealous. Obviously, he had the really good trades in early game, but he still needs to be careful. As Poppy, not necessarily the most skilled champion, but she can just screw you over like that. And that is what you got to be careful of, because she will do that, especially to a champion like Ambessa. As Yami looks here for a ward on the Raptors, I imagine, or just to cover Joshi's invade. And this is a pretty decently timed invade, although the Poppy is coming off the base. It seems that Derwee has kind of read what is going on here, due to the Syndra's movements, the red buff being contested. Joshi has smite, but the Aatrox does not, so that will go over to Joshi. Joshi got the ultimate. He's going to be using it now. Flashes over the wall. Maybe puts himself in a bit of danger. The Anivia has arrived in. The Anivia has ultimate. Aatrox. Oh my god, the Anivia wall helping out, but not helping out enough. Joshi goes down, but so does the Aatrox. The junglers are traded. Yami flashing over the wall, trying to run away from the Poppy, trying not to get wall stunned as the Anivia goes into egg form and can hopefully be killed here. The Braum, though, going to be getting the kill, which is not very good from Binfoot, as Crusher is pretty relaxed in bot lane, so not much IG can really do in response. But overall, okay for B5, but need to be a little bit careful. And ideally, that gold does not go to the Braum, but it is okay, as they are scaling in this game. They are able to keep it even. Of course, they are down a Drake, but we'll see what happens when it comes to Grubs, as they are up, but the swap has not been enacted by either team, both opting to have their top laners in the fray instead as the supports walk up. My god, Yami! That is some insane damage that you are dealing there. As the Alistar may be in a little bit of trouble. Very low. The Yunara's ulted, popped it. Able to deal a lot of damage to the Smolder, but it's not enough. Yami's been engaged on by the Alistar. The Aatrox is following up. Maybe Yami goes down here. Yes, he does. Silas able to get the stun with the Braum passive. STGS, he's flipping the fight. He's switching sides, but he is grounded by the Poppy. Alistar re-engaging. Joshi is CC'd into oblivion, but he's able to get the Alistar. Has the Alistar ult himself, so he will not be dying anytime soon. Wall stun from the Poppy, not going to be enough. Is going to be enough, sorry, to claim Joshi's life, and Braum is forced to run away and slowly being hit by a bird. But she's not necessarily an auto-attacker. And he's probably going to cancel this base, but yeah. Somehow the kills are even after that fight. It feels like IG came out on top in that fight, but yeah, they are still gold down, 1.5k. And yeah, I mean, it's just CS gaps in bot and mid. That is impressive. Very well played from Yami. Again, like we say, it's a signature pick. Obviously got caught in that fight, which is not ideal. No flash, so he wasn't able to do much after using it for the earlier invade. But the Grubs are now secured by the side of B5, which they'll be happy to have. And more so because the opponents then can't have the Grubs. As if they did, then, well, those Grubs would would be quite nice for the opponents to end the game quicker, which they would likely want to do into this Smolder team. The Alistar looking for the Braum, going to be walking away with the phase rush, but stunned up by Yami. Yami can maybe pick up a kill, but the Aatrox is there, going to be using the Q and the ultimate, but it's not enough, as Alistar is able to live on a sliver of health, popping the refillables. This top matchup isn't as bad as I thought. Obviously, there's somehow a CS gap in STGS's favour. I think he's just the goat of farming. Very nice Qs here. Able to dish out some damage. Getting these grass procs. They are pretty valuable on both champions. Probably more so on Poppy, but... yeah, Poppy a little bit ahead in terms of kills, but I'm not sure whether the gold is ahead due to the CS gap. It is only a 200 gold lead, and in the jungle the same, but in favour of Joshi. Mid lane has a 1.1k gold lead because Yami is absolutely devouring in his lane, and STGS maybe needs to relax here, overplaying a little too hard. Probably not a matchup he expected to play against, and like I said before, there wasn't much info of IG's potential picks. Oh, okay. Okay, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine. Poppy gonna flash ult Q, but oh my... cut the cameras. Poppy, messing that one up a little bit. Did not ult then Q very quickly. Did not give STGS time to react with a flash, but STGS didn't even need to flash as the Q did not do anything. And yeah, maybe had to wait a little bit longer to pull that one off, his Fire Frost, but the Anivia is maybe caught here. The Syndra ult goes down, but that is only into an Anivia egg. The Aatrox ult is utilized. Joshi is alone behind enemy lines, maybe looking for Yunara, going to use the Aatrox ult to get the movement speed out. The ultimate coming down from Smolder Barrier used by Yunara. Going to keep her alive a little bit longer. She flashes the wall as well to ensure her survival. Aatrox now looking to maybe fight this one out. He's quite strong with the Sundered Sky, but not strong enough when he's perma CC'd. And why are we panicked to top? League Director might not be the most optimal choice, but I would probably do a 10 times worse job. But overall, very good fight there for B5. They're going to be able to secure the Drake in bot lane, STGS. Still losing out on these trades in top, but in due time, I'm sure it will get a little bit easier, hopefully. Or maybe harder. I'm not honestly sure. But yeah, Yami is absolutely dominating this lane. He used the ult to force the Anivia into egg, which is probably quite worth it. Crusher getting engaged on in the bot lane here, but the Yunara does not have ult or any sums for that matter. The Alistar ult is going to be used. A little bit of disjointedness here on the side of, oh my goodness. Okay, we're fine. STGS going to be able to base out, but Joshi going to have to forfeit his camps, or at least his Gromp. Oh, never mind. Aatrox does not care about the Gromp. He wants to score. Respect. Probably unsure on STGS TP maybe, but I do think they could contest that. Or, yeah, Firefrost wants to fix the wave in top lane. That is completely understandable. Silas now just going to be able to pick up the Gromp. Loses out on the skull, which is absolute devastation. But yeah, overall this game is looking pretty good for B5. They've managed to match the Drakes. They're ahead in gold, 4k, despite having the more scaling composition. But sometimes scaling doesn't matter, because, you know, certain fights aren't executed as effectively as they should be. And STGS really struggling to cancel his steps. But he is dealing a lot of damage now. He has the Eclipse, and he will be taking down the Poppy. He's being pursued by the Aatrox, but he's got the confidence to take this one, or to at least flee. The Smite going to be used. And beautiful Qs here from STGS, trying to get out. The Q flash from the Aatrox will likely secure that one. And at least it is a flash burnt by the Aatrox. Well, top wave is pretty much matching, so I'm sure STGS will be saying, not my lane, not my problem. After that one, as Joshi is going to be invading off of the info that Aatrox is top. Maybe going to be a little bit caught here, you know. Trying to dish out some damage, but being careful. They've got the first turret. I think that has secured feats for the side of... Oh my god. Wait, that's not what I meant to press. for the side of, oh my god, and we're going in, Alistair going in on a Smolder, but does not know that the Silas is here. Maybe a little bit of an overplay of the Alistair. Once again, not really on the same page with his ADC at the very least. And Silas and Ambessa TP also for this fight. Maybe a little bit too much of a commitment, but can maybe swap over to Herald. As I imagine Crusher is going to base an open top. And he's going to deal with that. Oh, he has TP, so he can even TP top. Fantastic. He's figuring out what to buy. Got the Essence Reaver on the Smolder. Rocket Belt on the Silas. Everybody's on their first items now, except Alistair. And Braum, who has 2 Kindle Gems. He's doubling up. Gotta respect it. Not sure what he's going to build with the second one, or whether that was a misclick. But we'll see. As yeah, pretty okay in regarding to this Herald. Should be uncontestable. The Aatrox not even going to try to steal it. Not worth it, but the Syndra's going to find him. And it's not going to matter as the ult comes down. And Aatrox just about able to live. Going to pop the ultimate. Lives on an absolute sliver of health. And Crusher going to go up to secure the top tower. And Yami going to secure the mid wave and probably rotate into bot. Or not. Probably going to put more pressure on this. Oh, yeah, okay, thought so. So Yami will be going bot lane, Crusher will be opening mid, and STGS is going to be back top. Joshi now just looking to clear his camps. He has a lot of them up, aka all of them. Ambessa going to come in with the assist. Good jungle clear champion, as we know. And Poppy taking a lot of damage from the Syndra. No MR, no armor even. But obviously a lot lower base MR than armor. Smolder going to be picking up the Raptors. Getting those stacks. Let's do a little stack check actually. As this is not something that is implemented with overlay. So 175 at 17 minutes. We're currently basically at 10 stacks per minute, which is good to see. But there's a fight erupting here. And the Braum is going to be caught. Sorry about that. He came off Director for a second. And Braum maybe trying to secure vision. Not expecting all 4 members there. And they are going to be trying to do the Drake here. Joshi is in the vicinity. Do not think he wants to give this one, and I don't think the rest of the team do either. They are looking to contest, but Joshi maybe starting his contest a little too early. He's going to be caught by the Alistair, but he has the Aatrox ult, going to be utilizing the movement speed to get out. The Poppy going in on the Syndra on the flip side, but the damage is not enough. Joshi, he's going in 1v3. He does not care, but he's going to have to be a little bit more careful, able to buy enough time for his team to walk in. They are able to take priority of Drake, and that's a lot of ultimates used on the side of IG. Still have the Alistair one, only for Silas ult. So, not very worth it. Just going to deal with the Herald as we do go into a pause. So, hopefully, again, not too big of a deal. I will quickly switch screens. Bear with, bear with, bear with. Yes, I shall investigate and let you know. Okay, mid laner's monitor is off. Yami is just flexing a little bit. Apparently, kind of toxic. It's okay though. It's okay though. Hold on. What the fuck? Okay, I'm a bit silly. I think still having issues. Yeah, overall pretty crazy fights thus far. Had some pretty impressive ones, and it's been quite a close game so far. IG definitely putting up a bit of a fight. Obviously, STGS getting solo killed for the first time, so That is a new one. So he's having a rough game compared to the usual, but overall we have shutdowns on the Smolder, on the Syndra, and on the Silas. And Joshy looking to stack that Dark Seal once again, as he did in the previous series. But overall looking pretty good for B5 as they scale even harder, and they do already have a 7k gold lead. So that is not much to squawk at. Yeah, I'm not sure when this monitor is going to be fixed, but we'll try to let you know. Ooh. Hope everyone at home is enjoying. Hope the graphics and the production is a lot better this time. I mean, it obviously is, right? But I hope that is more enjoyable. Okay, it would seem we are ready to go once again. So we will transition. Okay, no idea what that was. We're getting a little bit of extra delay because we caught up a lot due to the pause. So it's to be expected, but it should not be too long. There we are. We have arrived. Now, as we go back into the game, Drake secured. Second Drake for the boys. B5 going to be happy to pick that one up. Oh, okay. Hold on, getting a lot of crazy shenanigans going on my screen. Okay. Yeah. Overall, pretty clean game from B5. Obviously, they've had their moments. In this game, it's been a little bit more rough than the last one. But overall, still amazing performances. As STGS maybe in a little bit of trouble as the Poppy is pursuing. Going to be blocking dash on the E there, but the Ambessa is not phased anymore now that the W is down on Poppy. It becomes more playable. Oh my god, Yami. Yami is just farming these Splinter stacks. I'm curious on how much he's on. 93. Looking to grab another, but just about not able to land that W. And it would seem they're trying to set up vision around the top side. Looking to secure this top tier 1. Or am I tripping? Yeah, okay, I was going to say top tier 1 is still up, right? And... wait. Oh my god. Yeah, classic support contesting vision. But should be okay. Has a bit more support from the team now to get rid of that ward. And this top tower should fall soon, as there's not really much that Inspired Gaming can do. Ambessa just chilling in the bot lane. It's not really too problematic anymore. Can walk up quite confidently. Binfoot is not caring. He's just stepping up there, but has the W to get back to the Smolder. So no stress whatsoever. As they start the Atakan. Obviously we don't have a timer for this, unfortunately, but the Atakan will begin. The Alistair being zoned out. Can't really walk in. Going to be engaging in on the Braum. Has the Unara and Aatrox in vicinity, but the W back from the Braum. The Atakan is secured. Now they look for the fight. Joshi has taken the Alistair ultimate, so if he does go in, he is going to be pretty hard to kill. Has E soon. Going to be using it. Looking for the Unara. Finds the Poppy, though. He's going to be fine, though. He won't be dying anytime soon. Going to be altered away by the Poppy. Beautiful ult from the Ambessa on to the Yanara as they are shut down one by one. Aatrox will fall next. The Smolder has reached his stacks. He's maybe going to get the Penta, but he will go down to the Anivia. Poppy being pursued, but the Egg now will be beaten. Somehow this Egg is immortal, by the way. But Joshi does have enough damage. as he is the honoured one this game. 5, 2, and 7 for 100 gold shutdown. Having an absolute whale of a time. Yeah, he is pounding on in this game. So very, very good from Joshi. Tip top performance. And yeah, the opponent's not going to be too happy about that one. That Atacam was just kind of swiped immediately without much say. So not a great feeling as the scaling team continues to scale. The Smolder has reached his power spike. And that is not going to feel good for Inspired Gaming. And he plans to spike even harder. Going to be taking all the camps he can. Devouring those things as Joshi still wants his blue buff there. Yeah, it would seem that IG want to play for the top tower. They're looking with the heal onto Yami, but Yami going to use the push away. Going to flash to make sure he doesn't die there. And you've got to be a little bit careful in these situations. When there is an Alistar that you know has flash, you have to respect it, you have to flash away, and they seem to be putting their all into this top tower. But it seems like B5 don't really care. They're going to play for the mid, they're going to play for the bot tower. And it would seem STGS just going to help on the mid tower. Does not think he can get the bot tower here. Hiding in the bush. Maybe looking for a little tempo play. And they have engaged on the Smolder, but the Smolder is quite tanky with the Spear of Shojin. This Alistar, though, is getting that true damage, and Easy is dying. And the Smolder ult comes down, the Redemption comes down too. Binford going to be maybe kept alive. STGS in the back line looking for the Inara, but he is stunned, but he is able to take it down with him. The stun now from the Braum, maybe going to get this Poppy chunked out. And oh my god, this Smolder does damage. Aatrox is next. Poppy is soon to follow. Going to be taking Binford first, though. Nice ult there from the Syndra with the stun. And the Drake also secured at the same time. Joshi was not even in that fight. And IG still looked like they just did not stand a chance. Got the first engage into Smolder, but the follow-up just isn't there. The support and his team do not seem to be on the same page of when to go in and such. But in games like this, you just kind of have to do something. There's a difference between the best play and the worst. Smolder currently sitting at a pretty 303 stacks, so we're more than 10 stacks per minute now. And Syndra probably going to have full splinters. Yeah. So they are living the life right now. Very, very strong, scaling absolutely insanely well. And playing insanely well. Considering their comp, I did not expect to do much in this early game. They have done a fantastic job. So I have no complaints whatsoever on that. STGS having a lot better performance in these team fights. Obviously the lane, very hard for him to really do anything in. And even then he managed to solo kill her once. Getting his own back as the Baron will be begun. Alistar looking for the Ambessa, but just no damage on the side of IG. The ult from the Ambessa. This Yonara is gone. As Worst is killed. Crusher looking for more with Joshi. Joshi going to be in. Still has the Alistar ult. Does not look to be dying. Probably just going to dive here. And there goes the Alistar. Quadra kill for the Smolder. Maybe a Penta if they're able to get onto this Poppy. Could it be the moment for Crusher? He almost had one in the first game on Yunara. And Yami took it. Well. Unfortunate there. Smolder almost able to get the Penta. The enemy team at surrender, which I don't know if that's allowed, but here we are. Yeah, I mean, Smolder almost getting a Penta. This game was likely to end anyway, but very, very well played on the side of B5. Obviously, a game that you don't really expect them to have much success in the early game, and they're still able to combat Inspired Gaming. And Inspired Gaming put up a really good fight in the early game, but just not enough. And that is not the correct thing. 1 second. Okay. Classic. All right. Well, as you can see here in the statistics, huge gold lead in bot lane, huge gold lead in, well, actually, I thought the mid lane one would be bigger, but yeah, Worst had a horrible game. He was not having a good time at all. The Smolder was having a field day. That guy was scaled and then just killed everyone. As you can see from the damage. Wait, let me actually press continue so you can see the damage rather than being a moron. Boom shakalaka. 35k damage. I mean, 10k damage from the Inari. You're expecting more. Regardless of how the game goes, really. You would really expect more from the ADC and Anivia as well. Not doing amazing in the damage department. Obviously, top is a fist fight, so they're likely to have a lot of damage. But yeah, little rough there from them. But overall, a pretty close game, at least to begin. And then it slowly progressed. And B5 just slowly took it away. Well, I'd say slowly. It was a bit of a downward spiral. It was the second Drake. Then it was the Herald. Well, it was the Grubs. Then it was the second Drake. Then it was the Herald. Then it was Atakan. Then it was third Drake. Third Drake for... Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, it was not looking pretty for them whatsoever. But overall, crazy game. Very, very good from B5. And I will now quickly swap to... hello. A little too early, but listen, it's not synchronized yet, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. But here we are. Pretty good game one from B5, obviously. Able to win, so that is what matters. Very clean. I thought they would do absolutely nothing in early game, and they managed to get a pick on the Aatrox. Got Yami ahead. Yami did a lot in those first fights, but they did still have a few rough times in those first fights. I assume they do side swap every time, or is it loser picks? I'm not too sure. But overall, I'm just going to swap preemptively. Just in case. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, okay. They put the code. I need to hurry the fuck up. My bad. I also need to stop swearing. Keep forgetting. Oh, we are in draft. My bad. That just started out of nowhere. I was in my own world. I was in my own headspace. I apologize, guys. We should now... I'm pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. Here we are. Azir banned, as you probably heard if you're a bit of a nerd. Azir going to be taken away. Hold on. Let me check. Okay, I need to swap the sides here. I need to swap the sides. My apologies, my apologies. Oh, wrong ones. It's B5 versus B5, guys. Yeah, I forgot that I had to do this. My apologies, my apologies. Still getting used to this stuff. But yeah, B5. Currently 1-0 up. The Nocturne ban coming out again. The Azir ban coming out from the opponents. Now, that was a wonderful Smolder game from Crusher. I do love a bit of Smolder. Do think the champion's underrated. So it was nice to see Crusher playing it. It's one of his comfortable ones. And Syndra ban coming from IG. I think Salty Inter had a little bit of a hard time in that matchup. It did look like it was just, mages being mages for, the first 8 minutes or whatever. But eventually, it really picked up, especially for Yami. But yeah, classic bans, Jarvan ban coming out, and the Ziggs ban, which we saw before. And it's going to be a Pantheon first pick. Been a while since we've seen this. This was more pre-Worlds or like early Worlds that this was happening. Obviously, the champion, fantastic at just crossing the map and doing things. His clear has been nerfed quite a lot, though. And then they nerfed it a little too hard, and then they buffed it again, because God forbid. But yeah, that champion, pretty good at clearing the jungle, pretty good at killing people. The Diana response, very, very confident here. It's one of Joshy's, I think, pocket picks. Not too sure, but he has played at least at least one game. Yeah, I thought so. And it just feels like something that Joshy would play. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the guy, but I got a feeling. But yeah, gonna be a Diana jungle. Could be a Diana mid. Don't think so though. As the Braum, gonna be locked in next. Braum, can't go wrong with Braum. Braum also really good with Diana, so already got a lot of power, a lot of early game power, and a lot of level 6 power, to say the least, for B5. I think B5 probably just gonna. I don't know. Can't tell. It's only been 3 games, but B5 seem to just draft what they feel like sometimes. And I respect it. The Jinx. The Jinx? Insta? Jinx Lulu. Instantaneous. Just blind that. Inspired Gaming. Coming in with confidence this game. Going for the hyper carry. Jinx, obviously. A very scary champion. Very struggles into Varus. Okay, well, we're just hovering everything. Tends to struggle into Varus, based on my knowledge. But they are probably just going to opt for the Unara. Obviously, very, very strong champion as well. But Crusher going to opt for his Smolder. Once again, we're going to get to see him. He's going to have the second chance at the pentakill. Maybe they're going to put Yami on, like, Nautilus mid to make sure he doesn't take it. But we'll see what happens. I think it was Joshy. Joshy took it last time. Well, potential. It was a triple kill. It wasn't as bad as Yami's for sure, but yeah, interesting. But Jinx Lulu bot lane into Smolder Braum. I like Smolder Braum. It's pretty chill. It is just going to be a handshake lane, I think. Obviously, IG should have level 2 prio because they're playing double ranged. But it depends if B5 try to do anything level 1. And again, I think they're going to have a better level 1 if they continue to draft the way they're doing. They are going to ban the Poppy. A little bit scared of that one again. STGS was a little bored. And they're going to ban the Scion as well. And on the side of IG, the Gwen ban obviously going to be leading into a Scion. But they're going to ban Ambessa as well. So they lost their counter to Ambessa. They ban Ambessa. They wanted to play Scion. They ban Gwen. It's classic stuff. And it's been red. Are we doing this? Are we picking this? No, come on, man. I'm telling you, STGS was in that call right there saying, pick me Zion. I don't care what matchup I get. And he was ready. But it's unfortunate. Sometimes you just put on the Renekton. We pray for STGS to have some freedom. I said STGS, yeah. And it's going to be the Gragas into the Renekton. It's just a neutralizer. Unless this Gragas goes mid. Very much doubt it, though. Or is it Panth top Gragas jungle? Ooh, no, it's not. Man. I forget that you can do all this swapping stuff early now in these drafts. It's always confusing when they just start zipping around. But, yeah, Gragas top into the Renekton. This is very normal stuff. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the Zahen. I would have loved to see some Zahen. And the Talia is going to be dropped. Again, another anti-dash champion. And obviously Renekton and Diana have been picked, so pretty good to do that. Nivea? Hey, man, I have faith, regardless, in the boys. I don't know what I'd pick here, to be honest. I prefer our draft. Again, we're scaling. We do have a bit of a early game Andy in top lane, though. But they have Jinx Lulu. Ooh, but they have, like, no front line unless this Gragas is building, like, Bruiser or tank. Well, he has to build full tank to, like, survive for 3 seconds this game, I think. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting one draft-wise. I'm not too sure. Yeah. Oh, and obviously we're going to have the spectator delay, so we do have a little bit more time to yap about draft. Renekton into Gragas. Classic. Well, it's not really a classic, to be fair. It's usually like Gragas into Jax is the classic. Don't really see much Gragas top at all in competitive, unless like you watch Loz Tones, of course. Then you have Baus. It's one of his best champs. It's usually banned against him. But yeah, you have the Gragas. I mean, you have Poppy to you have Pantheon to Leah, right? So you have some crazy side lane pressure. But then you have Gragas top, who wants to just weak side and do nothing. I guess you have Jinx Lulu, right? You can help them and try and accelerate them. And if they're accelerated, then, you know, if Jinx hits 3 items, she's going to get excited, you know? And then you obviously have the Lulu to support and absolutely go ballistic with. But yeah, I'm not too sure how that's really going to go. I don't know. It's a bit of a scary one. Why does this change at the end here? It just goes in order of they're locked, I guess. I don't know how this works. Anyhow, I did not make the overlay. I'm not that good. But yeah, Gragas is just going to be pretty neutralizing. Mid is going to be like... Thing is, Anivia can punish pretty decently on Talia roams. I don't think Talia's going to have amazing push to roam. I don't know. I don't know a lot about mid lane and mages mid. When I play mid lane, I play Ivan. So, yeah. Don't have really much to go off here. Haven't really seen this matchup in competitive either. So curious how this is going to go. And then bot lane, obviously, we've seen the Smolder Braum last game. Have a great performance. Able to absolutely dominate lane, in fact. Although, I don't know if he's going to go Comet this time around, as the bot lane is very capable of poking him out, especially early game. So he's probably going to opt for the fleet this time, but hey, crush it. You're the master player, not me. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about IG's comp. I like comp though. Our comp's pretty ooga booga, but it's pretty good at it, you know. We've got Braum, Renekton, Diana. So that Braum's just going to have passive proc whenever he wants. And then, you know, Smolder's going to scale really well. We have the early game pressure with the really big ults on Renekton and Diana. Then, of course, we have some terrain control with Anivia. Well, I do think there must be a better pick. I don't know. I guess Syndra's out, right? So it's probably just something he wants to play. Gotta respect it. Anyhow, we are heading into the game soon. Gonna go to my little idol. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. I was pretty quick on that one. But yeah. Curious to see how this game goes, how the drafts play out, how the players execute the drafts. what necessarily maybe plans they have going into this game. Maybe we're going to put Small the top into Gragas. I don't know if that's a free stack lane. That'd be pretty cool though. Well, at least I think it's pretty cool. Anyhow, I'm going to switch over to in-game. Boom. And it doesn't load once again. And I forgot to do this again. Okay. It's okay, I'm getting used to it. Another... It's okay, we'll be on post soon. There we go. Very, very nice. And here it is. Game 2. One more game and B5 are through to well, the next match, which will be tomorrow at the same time as the previous one, so at 2 CET. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, we've still got the match at hand. As they stack in the top brush, they are looking to take over in mid here. Going to be landing the Q on the Pantheon, but it's not going to mean much. Not really able to follow it up, as Binfert now going to claim a base. What is going on with names being over names? Bear with? What the hell is that doing? Right, I don't want to see that. Huh? Show nicknames. No. Thank you. Okay. Cool. My bad, my bad. Alright. We're back. We back. Yeah. Curious to see how this game goes. How it's executed. Joshi on the Diana. Something I think he likes to play a lot. STGS on the Renekton. In this mid lane, definitely going to be an interesting matchup. I do need to zoom out. I almost forgot. It's a lot better to be a little bit zoomed out. All the team fights. Nothing too crazy though. Not going to zoom out the map. And the Qs from the Taliyah hurting a little bit in this lane. It seems Crusher has opted for the Arcane Comet. Looking maybe to match the poke rather than sustain it. As Braum Qs are going a little bit wide here. And I think Nenro is a little bit more on his comfort now. Not much of an engaged support enjoyer from what I've seen. And at least in the last game, it didn't seem like he was having a very good time. So maybe this game he's able to have the enjoyment that he wanted in the last one, STGS. Not really able to do much in this lane, is just going to pressure the Gragas for fun. And yeah, the phase rush proc and goodbye. That is how Gragas operates. Very secure safe laner, although he is 3 CS right now, but he does have a wave coming into him. The STGS has been stacking and starving from him as much as possible. STGS, one of those top laners that likes to slowly strangle you to death rather than murder you in a blitz. Oh, a little bit of a tower shell tank there from Worst. Forgetting about the AoE on the rockets. And Gragas, yeah, still quite down in CS. In last game, CS was a big definer of the gold difference in early game. And I'm curious if the same thing is going to happen in this game. And if so, there's not really much you can do. It'll just be people trading better than others and people farming better than others. That just comes with a lot of time. Or practice tool. But nobody wants to do that, that's boring. And we are looking to all in the Jinx here. Smolder, the E. He's a little too slow to follow up. As Joshi here looking to pressure. The Pantheon coming in. I do think that IG have the advantage here. The heal going to be popped by Binfert to ensure that he can't be engaged on. A lot of trades happening everywhere across the map. As Crusher tries to get some extra stacks. Nice trade here from STGS. Seems he's going to be beaten down a little bit. On the flip side, though, Diana in a bit of a pickle. Joshi maybe going to fall, but the Pantheon is low. Going to be using the E to try and survive, but he goes down once again. The jungler is the first to fall. And maybe the Taliyah is quick to follow. Going to be flashing over the wall. Not sure that's going to save you, though, buddy. You are going to be hunted down. Yeah, and Binfert Q going to secure that kill. Unfortunate there. For the side of Salty Inter. Not very happy about that one. Ended up being caught out by Joshi and Yami. Very good, clean link up here from B5. And they're not even able to crash the wave in bot lane, which is going to allow Crusher to TP in hold that wave and starve that Jinx, which is obviously a very crucial thing in the early game here. And SDGS actually losing a bunch of health. Not sure how this happened. We'd have to analyze a VOD. And I am not the coach. So, I ain't doing all that. Oh my goodness. We didn't witness that. Talia just slightly out of range of cancelling that base. So Yami going to have a very comfortable time. STGS though, very comfortable in the react and knows just how much rage he's going to be curing off the minions there and able to get the heal. Not able to do much on the level 6 timer, so just going to be basing here. Oh, he's bush trapping. He's bush trapping, isn't he? I love this guy. Even the league client knows where to look. This is not me directing this. He had a little flicker there. Smolder now. Just stacking up. We'll probably inspect those on his next base, or when he turns level 6 or something. Something memorable. This top matchup looking a little bit better. Obviously, Renekton does have pretty impressive sustain. And the first Drake probably going to be secured by the side of B5. I'm going to take over here. Zoom out a little bit as the Lulu comes in, trying to put some pressure on. But I do think this is just a Drake going to the side of B5. But it looks like they want the fight anyway. It's 4v5, not looking good for them. The Chomper's going to be placed, but this Pantheon is stunned and gone. As Yami is able to claim the kill on that one. And SDGS on the opposite side of the map thinking, thank God my team is winning. Because I am bored playing into the Gragas. And this wave is absolutely diabolical for Gragas. And he has no TP. Oh, Binfoot maybe overstepping his bounds a little bit. And we'll take a look at Smolder's stacks now. Why not? He's currently on 50. It's pretty quiet at the start with Smolder stacks. But as you get the extra levels, and it becomes easier to stack basically. Which is pretty classic for most stacking champions. This Lulu just lost so much health. Is he putting points in W? What the hell is that? Bruh, he has Cull, D-Blade, and Longsword. I know it's a level 4 Lulu, what the hell? Oh, SDGS getting flung away. But it would seem there's a bit of a fight occurring here. A little bit of danger, but STGS does not falter. Using the slice and dice to just get a little bit away, and the Dominus is already active, and Joshi has arrived. Beautiful dash resets there from him. He's going to pick up the double kill. This game is looking rough for the side of IG, and maybe going to be looking even rougher as they look for a kill on the bot lane. 2v2. Worst will be going down soon after the barrier. Oh my god, did we misplay? Oh dear. Binfoot trying to leave the kill there for Crusher. Crusher did not know about the barrier. Ended up messing up there, but it's not all about getting the kill. Sometimes it's just about forcing them to base. But the Pantheon is eyeing up this bot lane greedily. He's looking maybe to get his red buff and ult down. So they are going to be staying. But the Jinx does have no mana. Just going to have to be farming a little bit with minigun. And it seems B5 are going to take the base. Probably have the knowledge of the Pantheon being bot side. And Joshi probably going to get this these grubs for absolutely nothing. Not even going to lose his bot camp. So he's going to be a very cheery boy about that one. And he is having an amazing day. Joshi's really stepped up today. Had an amazing performance. Both Silas games. Obviously now on the Diana. I think his first game was his roughest. And even then he was still performing very well. So well played to him so far. As the game will sort of quiet down. Usually goes into a bit of a mellow state as there are no objectives on the map. But if I know the guys, there will be somehow a fight, or STGS is going to try and do his best to trade onto this Gragas, but that is not looking plausible. As he's just getting more and more bored, but the Pantheon ult comes down on the bot lane. The Smolder being engaged on, and this is the problem. They have the burst, but do they have the follow-up? The Jinx reset is here, but is this Braum even killable? He's pretty tanky. Yeah, So Binfoot going to be fine, but Crush does go down. Does have the TP, though, so unlikely to lose out on the wave. And, in fact, Jinx lost out on the wave under her turret. So this actually isn't that bad for Crusher. Oh, my God, Joshy. You have been seen, buddy. Go for it. Okay, you haven't been seen. He's going for the double dash. He's sending it. He has the ult. Joshy could be overplaying a little bit. Yami's on his way. This is the jungle mid duo of all time. As Yami is always really willing to back the beef, and STGS is just going to get a solo kill in top lane. I think proxying the wave and the Gragas got a little upset about that, and the Lulu is next to follow. This game is looking absolutely diabolical. For IG, they do have burst. And if they can get Jinx resets in fights in future, but I don't know if there will be much of a future if the game keeps going the way it does. Nivea farming the mid wave, absolutely chilling. Pun not intended. And Smolder flaming the bot lane. We actually have quite a variety of natural things this game. I don't know what I'm saying. And Nenro is still not level 6. I feel like on Lulu, you probably should be level 6 by now. Binfoot's level 6. You get XP off wards though, so hopefully that helps. As Nenro, the ultimate is very crucial. Oh my God, Joshy's going in. He is sending it. Ooh, the Talia shuffle predicted. Joshy, you are a dirty dog, by the way. You are a dirty guy. That was some very clean movement, prediction on the shuffle. And completely secured that kill. This game is just being blown open by Joshy. And not to give him all the credit, of course. It takes a whole team to work together like this. And they are working together very well. This is something they are good at. I'm doing some stuff in the background. The Mountain Drake secured by Joshy, and this game looks rough for IG. I think they are going to have to wait and sort of just play it safe, I guess, and maybe try and get a few picks here and there, as their comp is very good at that. They may be looking for one on Binfoot here, but he does have support in the vicinity. Joshy, Thanos himself, is nearby, so probably not going to be able to pursue that much more. As STGS is mid lane, covering a wave. And trying to secure the mid turret, as obviously he's falling asleep versus Gragas. The Pantheon ult coming in, though. Maybe looking for the Smolder once again. They found him before, but can they find him now? He's going in on the Jinx. The Jinx has the Lulu ult on top of her, and he will be bursted down. The barrier used by the Jinx as the Smolder damage is quite impressive at this point. Lots of things used, but this is the kind of play that we need to see from IG if they're going to have success this game. They need to be making these picks. They need to be looking for these plays. They managed to find it twice. They need to find it more. Because 5v5 team fight right now is absolutely diabolical. Like, it's a murder. Okay, well, what is going on? Top lane vibes. Whoa. I mean, he was going to cancel your base, Firefoot, but... Oh. Okay, well, a dive on the mid lane. I mean, Joshy is so fed. What the hell? That guy just one-shot her. It panned to her for a second and she was dead. STGS, he was having vibes with the top laner, and the top laner ruined it. So, I think... screw that guy. But yeah, very clean. Very, very clean this game. Joshy is, yeah, like I said, he's had the performance of a lifetime today. He's been popping off. Maybe this is the regular. I don't know. I've not been keeping posted on this team, I'll admit. But I do know that Joshy is having a great game now, and STGS is putting the pressure on. Going to be dying here, most likely, to the Pantheon. But he is quite a tanky Crocodile. Will be dying soon, trying to kite as best as he can. Dodging out on the Qs, but the auto attacks, you can't dodge them, buddy. And the Lulu almost going down. The Polymorph going to be coming in. The Talia ult also flying through to try and stop Joshy from killing everyone. As I don't think a wall is going to stop that guy right now. The Jinx struggling a little bit in the 1v1. I mean, the towers are just being annihilated. Only top tower comfortably left. Actually, bot tower hasn't really been hit much by B5. It's been kind of hard to get anything on that. Binfoot Going to be queuing the Pantheon, putting that pressure on and just wandering away as Yami may be in trouble here. The Gragas and the Talia here. But not enough. They can't even get him down into the egg. The barrel's not even going to land either. Ooh, bit of a preemptive ult there from Joshi. Didn't get the timing right on that one. As STGS, he's bored. He wants a kill. There we go. Get that Crocodile on the board once again. And maybe going to look for the Jinx next. That is very, very out of position. Looking for some vision at the wrong damn time. STGS, how did you walk into those? As Smolder now pursuing. Able to get the stride breaker is STGS, but not going to be able to pursue much more than that. Going to be dashing away. As the Pantheon ult comes down, they're going to look to burst the Renekton, which I do think is the wrong target. It looks like he's low, but it's a lie! He's going to kill everyone. He is the danger in this scenario. He is not under threat. And he's just going to slice and dice through your team and take you all down if you think about bursting him. But overall, very, very clean gameplay. I mean, it's 16-3. Look at the gold lead. It's a 10k gold lead. Maybe we'll get to a 20k. But maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself on that one. I just feel like IG aren't really making the plays they need to in order to win. They need to be on the same page, on the same side of the map, and on the same target, and the correct target, which is not the Crocodile. I feel like Anivia is going to struggle here, but just able to collect the waves very casually. Going to be annihilating that cannon minion, basing, and probably going to be TPing if the Herald is contested in any way, shape, or form. But they do have Drake in 35, so are they going to do the Herald straight into Drake, or are they just going to... Oh, they're just going to one-shot Lulu. No? Okay, Lulu able to survive the Chompers. Nicely placed by the Jinx. And looking to get a bit more health back on this Lulu. The Lulu warding for the Herald. Though I do think they should just slam Drake here. I don't think the play is to catch Joshi. Maybe they can, though. It would be a big shutdown. Try and give it to the Jinx, but the flash has been used now by Joshi. The ultimate from the Jinx absolutely tickled that man. As he gets the ultimate, he's able to survive longer. The shield, not enough. The Gragas getting the shutdown. Not the ideal target. Jinx going to be falling to the Smolder ball. And Smolder is just stacking for free in this fight, but going to be one shot maybe by the Pantheon. And it's actually kind of a close fight as Yami slowly, his damage starts ramping. That's usually how Anivia goes. Binfoot not got the greatest teammate to play this. STGS with no TP. He's going to be solo pushing bot right now. As I think, yeah, I mean, Yami just, he does a lot of damage right now. Oh, and oh my god. The Talia. The Talia is having a rough time. STGS. Run! Yeah. STGS is having the most relaxing games of top today. Maybe not the Poppy game. That was a bit of a bloodbath. But it's a pretty rough game. It's a pretty rough game for IG. In the first game, they really looked pretty good. They looked pretty strong. They were having a good performance. But in this game, it's just been... It's been a bit rough. It's been a bit rough. And this is going to be third Drake. It's not Soul, not just yet. But on our way to it. B5. Looking to make this a clean 2-0. And go on to tomorrow. 1 PM, the stun. The Q. From the Braum not going to be landing here. There are 4 members of the side of IG. They're looking to all in. The Lulu ult on the Pantheon. Maybe a little bit preemptive. Yami is able to kite away. Very tanky Anivia still with the Seraph's Embrace shield as well as the Smolder now coming in. STGS is getting deep on in there with the Dominus. Gragas taken low. He's on the forefront of the fight. But the Jinx is caught with nowhere to go. Walled in and slain before her allies. The Lulu. No ult, no nada to save that Jinx there. And you've got to be loving this if you're supporting B5. But woof, if you're here for IG, then this game... not a great depiction of how the series could have went. The first game definitely looking a lot closer. STGS going to be forced to back away. Angry B emote. Seems to be one of his favourites. Sorry, I have not checked Smolder stacks in like so long. But I think we all know what I'm going to see. As STGS maybe going to be falling down, but Yami... No, sorry, my bad. Correct me. 216 on the Smolder, which is far ahead of what it should be. For any of you watching, this is the real difference maker between low elo and high elo is look at the minutes and look at where we are on the map, and it seems we're going to be having a fight right here on the map, the Pantheon. Not sure what he's thinking there, Derwy. A little bit of get me out of this game energy right there, as he will be killed. And it's likely here that B5 are going to just take the inhib. Maybe going to opt to play a bit harder than that, but Yami lost a lot of HP. Binfoot's losing even more. Maybe he'll go down, but he got the level up mid-fight. Smolder dishing out some damage, but so is Joshi, and that will be two of the enemies going down. Gregus and Lulu are not able to quite survive that one. They have the Herald. Oh my god, are we going to get Dancing Shirley? Hey, where are you going? Get back here. They have TP. It's fine. It's triple TP. The Herald will not be surviving. They will not allow such abuse, but the abuse has already taken place. We've witnessed it, and it is looking like an absolute massacre, this game, as Joshi taking over since minute 1. Yami deathless in this match, and he's had a fantastic performance. There is not a single complaint in my mind about him. He's had a really, really good showing here. As bear with me, I will be able to get the post-game results on screen soon. I just need to update some stuff. And then we should be good to share the massacre in its full force. And let me just update it. Okay, I shouldn't need to update any of that. Okay, and off we... Oh my god. Okay, let us have a look at the statistics. That is not incorrect frame, bear with. There we go. IG victory. Okay, we're lying. I think it's a little bugged. 1 second. Oh. Okay, it's a little bugged, guys. It's a little bugged. Hold on. Hold on. I have not clicked live data. I might be an AI. 1 second, 1 second. I apologize for this one. Live data. Hello. Hello. Whoa. Great. That's just fantastic. Okay, well, at least the animation for it coming up is working, but not the other part. Let me just quickly load a different version real fast so we can get that to you as soon as possible. Sorry about this once again. Oh my god, it is warm. Yeah, very clean 2-0 there from B5. Very happy to see it. Just try and make it so... Yeah, no, that fan is way too loud. Oh, just bear with. Interview, right. We could have an interview. I'm not sure whether we're doing... Okay, we are doing an interview. Um, okay, you know what? Let me just... oh, my lag. Please work. Please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, and we are watching something again. So, on the right is B5. I haven't updated the team names because I had to reset the thing. This is B5, and they are 2-0. They have taken the win with this game against IG, who unfortunately weren't able to take a game. Or fortunately, of course, we're on that side, but you know what I mean. It's nice to have an interesting series sometimes. And yeah, the goal deficits this game were brutal. Very, very brutal. Yeah. Wow. That looks... Oof. Doesn't look fun to play for the enemy team, and if you look at the damage, it looks even less fun for the enemy team to play. How is Crush dealing that much damage? I feel like that guy wasn't fighting that much. But yeah, Salty Inter had a very rough game once again. Wasn't able to do a lot of damage. Same with Worst. Dowie really had a rough time. He had some pretty okay performances, but just not enough overall. And it takes 5 to do a lot, unfortunately, in League of Legends. So at the end of the day, the best 5-man team works, right? And my camera is here. Boom. Hello. Let me just check something, and yeah. I mean, I'm not, you know what? Okay. Alright, so we should have an interview now with Binfoot, the support, the Brom man. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Holy, you were very loud for me. Give me 1 second.
See, I'm
Okay,
quiet on
perfect.
stream, but I'm loud here. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, you, bro, that was crazy. Yeah,
so, how are we feeling after the 2 back-to-back 2-0s wins today?
yeah. I mean, pretty good. I mean, honestly, I also for me expected, of course, as
Yeah,
a coach, I have to say, like, the improvement been crazy. Like, the performance was really good. I was
yeah.
really happy with today in general, and I'm really looking forward for tomorrow because I'm really hyped as well. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
of
really fun
course.
today.
It's very
Yeah,
fun to play in a more competitive environment. You know, it's better than like
100%.
solo queue any day of the week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, of course, you had like expectations going into this. Did you expect it to go this well, or was this just way better than like what you imagined?
I mean, to be honest, I really couldn't like imagine how good the teams are and
Hmm.
or like their skill in general because it's really hard to tell. I think we're really advanced for the 5 team in general,
Right.
and I was also expecting the stronger teams to be stronger
Hmm.
in general, but it turned out that we were a bit stronger than them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we can manage to promote in this series for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith from what I've seen today. There's no doubt in that. Everybody seemed to be just on the same page, playing really well, and you could tell with the
Yes.
other teams it was a little bit more disjointed. They had, only three people playing on bot side, and then you were just able to match it, even though they're the ones who are trying to make the play, and it's just you're able to answer them at every point and put them
True,
in a
true.
difficult scenario. And of course, in the first game, I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think you had the more scaling draft, and you're still doing really well early.
Yeah,
So it's
100%.
dream scenario when you
Yeah.
get games like that. And I'd say they put up a really good fight in the first game, and the second game was obviously I don't know, Joshy just was taking over.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
guy was
for
going
me,
berserk
first game MVP for sure, SDGs. Oh, not in this game. And
in
was
the
it in the
first
first
series.
series
Yeah,
with
Backstreet.
that was second game. The Cyan game was insane.
Yeah, I mean, he was unkillable, no?
But overall, I mean, I would say whole team MVP. Like
Yeah,
seriously,
no, for
this
sure.
guy's been so improving since I'm there. Like I think I'm working with them for together for like 1.5 months,
Mm.
and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're it's insane. It makes me really happy, and I'm really looking forward for next split as well. Like I'm really hyped. I hope the roster will stay together, and
Hmm.
yeah, we will see.
Yeah, of course, it's been through a lot of roster swaps.
True,
When I was
true.
sorting out the stats, of course, you were the coach before, I think, right? I imagine, and then you sort of came in and had to sub in. How was that? Coming in as a coach and having to play amongst these players. Were you still confident, or were you like, yeah, maybe I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah, of course. Yeah,
okay?
I
Oh, fair
mean,
play.
confidence was never the issue because if
Mm.
I wasn't confident enough, I would never play.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
that's
the
true.
first thing. So I really had no issue with that in general. But it's hard to be honest because like mm, I still want to be in the end the coach, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
yeah, yeah.
And keeping like the coach role and then fit in as a player is a bit difficult
It
because
is.
look, for example, somebody does a mistake. I myself do mistakes as well. Obviously, I think I got in the first series caught like twice or something like
Mm.
that. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, it's hard to like point fingers
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's my job in that
Right.
situation. Then I have to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
them,
yeah.
hey, you're
Exactly.
not allowed to do this. And if I do my mistakes myself, some people get frustrated by this. Luckily, not my team. They're
Yeah,
really like really chill, really
they
good
seem it.
people, mentally strong, and I swear to you, it's really nice to play with them.
Well, I'm very, very glad to hear that, and yeah, hopefully you are able to just sort of reside to a coaching role, and somebody is able to fill your shoes in the way that you do in the team.
Yeah, I hope
I
so too.
understand what you mean exactly with the whole like it's weird to point fingers when you're also in the game, you know, and they can point fingers at you sometimes, and it's
Exactly. Yeah,
I've coached in other games, and yeah, it feels very weird whenever it's like that. But yeah, I hope you are able to return to a coaching role. Obviously, I imagine you're going to be playing the rest of this playoffs. Um, but yeah, I mean, who overall, let's do an official MVP here. Of course,
hmm.
as the coach, I mean, you had an amazing performance yourself. I must say that Leona ult
Thank you,
on
thank you.
the Kaiser and the Oriana, that was just wow, very very impressive. Amazing engages. I assume, I mean, for what it looked like, you were doing a lot of shot calling. I think there was a play on mid in game one of the first
Yep,
series where
yep.
Jax and Ari make a pick, but then Jax ends up dying, and then you just said play slow. Crusher comes in, and you sort of are able to make it into a better play. Who overall in let's say who for the first series was MVP, and who for the second series would you say?
That is difficult for me because
Mm,
I value them all in a different aspect.
mm,
Like if I had to categorize,
mm.
I think the MVP for me is Yoshi because he's the strongest and
Yeah,
you can clearly tell he does few mistakes and that's really
yeah,
nice. I think the biggest player growth had our top laner STGs.
yeah.
I swear to you, like he improved the best. But mechanically, I think mid laner is goated. I swear to you.
Yami is
And what
clean
I'm
on
really,
Syndra.
yeah, he is, bro. He is. And I think Jonas is just a monster on AD carry. Like, I'm telling you, and serious. I think this guy on hyper carries is a fucking lethal weapon. Like, I'm dead ass on fights. This guy is really, really good. Like, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
trust him. I know
Yeah,
he
yeah.
will position well and not die like a random, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that never happened. I swear to you.
And
And
even
I think everybody did really well.
yeah, for
So
sure.
I would say, in general, like, my team are the GOATs in this series so
Everyone's the
far.
MVP.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, that's fair. It is very hard to pick when everybody had such an
Yeah.
amazing performance today. Um, but yeah, anything you want to say to the people who are watching, supporting along?
Yeah, thank
Um,
you for watching, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It was really fun. It's nice to play for a crowd, and I hope you tune in for tomorrow. And I hope we don't stomp them too hard tomorrow. That you guys have an interesting series.
well, hopefully so. Thank you very much, Binfoot.
Yeah,
It
thank you.
was nice talking to you. And
I
yeah, I'll let you go
appreciate
back
it.
to your team. Take care.
Yeah, and thank you for casting, bro.
No
Really nice from you.
worries. Thank you. Thank you. It's been
Have a
fun.
good one.
Take care.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good one. Bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. However, tomorrow there is more for you to watch. At 2 CET, we will be going again. Not sure if our opponent is confirmed yet. But I am sure that if you stay posted in the Discord or on the Twitter, you can see the Twitter there. The Discord is on the website, b5team.de. Feel free to check that out, get your information, and find out. Oh, hold on, never mind. I got you. YMG, we will be going against YMG, Yamaguchi Platypus. What a name. Not sure what level of team this is, but hopefully we have a close series tomorrow, the most enjoyable gameplay possible. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a great night. Enjoy your dinners, unless you've already had them. I hope you enjoyed them. And so long and farewell.